All right, so let's do our top 10 movies of 2023. We're going to do it pretty similar to the way we did it last year. Just kind of start from our 10th spot and go up. I think we'll save honorable mentions for the end. And then after we're done with all the movie stuff, we'll go into TV shows, do like top five. But I could start us off at the 10th spot. Obviously, too, we're going to have some movies. Maybe my 10th spot's Brian's 8th or whatever. Brian can choose to talk about it when we bring up the movie for the first time, and then when we get to his spot in 8th, he can just mention this is my 8th spot, just so things are clear to the listener. But if you want to watch, you can go to our YouTube and check that out. But I'm going to start with my 10th movie of the year. It was really hard. I swapped out my 10th spot a bunch of different times with other movies that are in my honorable mentions, but I landed on The Creator. It's a movie. I believe I saw it with just Aiden back in September.
I went as well.
Oh, you were there too? Okay. I think it was October, actually.
Or maybe I went with Emma. I don't know. But
yeah, you saw it with Emma. You saw it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just me. It was just me and Aiden on a little date. We were actually sitting in the VIP spots. That's why I can remember.
Popcorn.
Right, and I think that's what helped the movie get in my top. No, yeah, I really liked the story. I thought it was really interesting. It was one of those movies that kind of stuck with me. A few days after watching it, I still kept thinking about it. It's like a dystopian future almost, but it's just really interesting with the whole AI thing going on right now. So that was and it was almost an original IP. I feel like, and the world building was really interesting to me. So that's what made it, get into my top 10. But
my thing with that movie, just to add, is my uncles and I were talking about it at Christmas, and we were even talking about it at work today. The writers of Rogue One, one of the most anticipated movies of the year, and me personally, it was a letdown. I didn't enjoy it. It had so much potential to be one of the best movies of the year, and I think they kind of fumbled the bag on it.
So yeah, and I didn't know much about it. I actually didn't know anything really about it before going to see it. So I think just because I didn't have any expectations, it surpassed what I was expecting. So I really did enjoy it. Andrew, it sounds like maybe this isn't in your top 10 either.
No, it is. It's actually it's my number 9.
Okay.
So
what made you want to put it there? Just to talk about it now.
Yeah, I guess we can throw it out there. I had no expectations going into it. I dig like this sci-fi genre dystopian future kind of thing. That's kind of right up my alley. So I mean, yeah, wasn't the greatest movie of the year for me, but it was enjoyable. And I just saw, I think it's on Hulu now, and actually it's either Hulu or Prime, one of them. I don't remember.
I saw it on Hulu yesterday.
Oh, okay.
This movie.
Yeah. The Creator. Yeah, it's on. Yep. It's on Hulu, and I thought about throwing it on. So I was like, you know what? If I'm thinking about throwing it on, I gotta throw it in the top 10. So no, it's 9 for me. I'm thinking here, order will go the same order that I got the scores on the website. So we'll go Josh, you first, then me, then Aiden, then Brian, then Mike.
Okay.
Just to make it.
For my 10 spot, I have Across the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
So
wow,
that one I was skeptical. I was skeptical on even letting that one on my list because I'm marveled out. But that movie was good. I think it deserved to be in the top 10. I don't think it deserves to be anywhere higher than 9.
Wow.
So yeah, I put that as my top 10.
That's
I
your
enjoyed
10th
it.
spot.
That is my 10th spot.
Okay, so what made you want to put it at 10 and not a little higher?
I mean, because I was thinking about going to the theater and watching these movies, and I did enjoy watching this one. I know that you guys had so much hype going into that theater. I had zero hype because I didn't really enjoy the first one, but I thought that it was better than the first one. It was a good watch, so I threw it in there. I liked Spider-Punk, or whatever the hell
I think
Daniel Kaluuya's character was.
It's crazy.
Don't think it is.
But no, it was fun.
All right.
Wow.
All right. Well, I'll give my top 10 after that because we skipped that, even though we just said the order. But I mean, hey, it is what it is.
What do you mean? You said it was Josh, you, me.
Yeah, he didn't go yet.
I didn't go, dumbass.
He's talking about The Creator.
Oh, yeah, you're right. My bad. Go ahead.
So what's at your
It's all
10th?
right. So my 10 only me and Josh saw, and this is a 10 just for fun. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Oh,
Yes,
God.
I was hoping this would make your guys' fucking list.
I had to throw it in at 10.
It's not even in my honorable mention.
Oh, what a fun movie! It was so horrible. Check out our review
This is
on
top
it.
10 best movies of the year. By the
Yeah,
way.
I know. Oh, it was just
Not
it was
worst.
so it
That
was
we have
so
seen.
Yeah.
this
No.
year. Yeah, so that's another thing worth mentioning. I told these guys before this review. I only saw 14 new movies this year, so my top 10 is limited in what I can throw on there.
Yeah, but it sounds
When
like
he-
you could have put 4 other ones there.
Oh, I
instead of that.
could have. I could have. But someone this needed to be out there on the list. And if you, it sounds like you weren't even throwing it on as an honorable mention, so it would
I
have never
didn't.
even been. It would have never been heard. No one would have heard about it.
I mean,
So
we did a
definitely-
review on it.
But isn't
We
that
did.
movie literally like a fan-made movie, and you guys saw it at the movie
Yeah,
theater?
because the
did.
IP went
Yeah.
public, so these people are like, to make a
Yes.
movie where Winnie the Pooh
But
kills.
enough that that movie was like that's like us making a movie, and people actually went to
much.
the theater and
Well,
saw
and we
Yeah.
brought a close friend to see it with us who left halfway through the movie. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Who's,
who was
Oh,
that's
yeah, it
with
was
us?
Cody, wasn't it?
Cody.
Oh, yeah,
He just
Cody.
left after
He
he saw
hated it.
some.
He
Cody-
said, "I'm
Cody
going to use
walked
the
up
bathroom," and then
After he
left
saw some
and did
nude
not return.
scenes.
Irish
Yeah.
goodbye.
Literally
Irish
at the movie
Goodbye
theater.
at the movie theater is crazy. In
Crazy,
the middle of the
yeah, it's
movie.
Crazy.
Yeah,
'Cause you don't know
deserving-
what, like, they could have died, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
that's
Deserving
crazy.
of a 10th spot there, and I'm happy with that one.
Mm.
So,
All right, so who's next?
we got Brian next.
Brian.
All right, so this is a toss up right now. I think I'm gonna say it. I think only me and Josh went and saw this, but give me Scream 6 at the 10th spot. It actually surprisingly didn't disappoint. The twists were very good, and they were on their way up, and then they stupidly decided to let go of the main girl, and now I think Jenna Ortega is also dropping it. So any traction they had going on these, because 5 wasn't awful either, gone. But I think as far as horror movies went this year, there was only one other that was better than it. That's also in my top 10. But I think this deserved that 10th spot because it was fun. I didn't walk out of there like that's a waste of fucking time. Like I enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, so I saw they did a meeting to talk with her like last week to try to get her back. She didn't want to be any part of it, and then the director just left a few days ago. So the whole thing's in shambles. For
Yep.
That's
Scream 7, which
crazy.
is supposed to come out next year. I doubt it comes out now.
Yeah.
By next year. But yeah, it did not make my honorable mentions.
Mhm.
You know, I was one that came up that I was thinking about, but I didn't end up going with it. There is Talk to Me as well, which is another really popular horror movie that came out this year, but I don't think any of us had the chance to see it. It was an A24 movie too, so we're kind of hypocrites there. But I did hear that was a really good movie, so I just want to mention that as well, top of some of the other films that we haven't seen. But Mike, what do you got at 10?
So, actually, my 10th spot is Scream 6
nice.
as well.
That makes it easy.
So, I
Let's go.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised when I walked out of the movie theater. I can't tell you the last time I watched a Scream, to be honest with you. So
Scream
I
3,
was-
though, you're a big fan. of.
Shaggy.
Oh yeah, Scream 3, I'm a huge fan. No, Scary Movie 1. Wait, is that 1 or 2 that they do the Scream spoof?
The first one.
First one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Regardless, though, I walked out pleasantly surprised, and I was excited for the future, and it kind of made me want to revisit the old Screams. But obviously, with everything going on, I won't be doing that probably, as the future's up in the air. But yeah, I really liked Scream 6. That definitely probably was top 2 for me in terms of horror films this year.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a lot better than what I was expecting. I'll say that for sure.
Mhm.
Okay, so at my 9th spot, I have Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, which I convinced Andrew to see, just because I figured it'd make a decent amount of money, and I'm a big fan of the franchise. It's one of my favorite franchises out there, so I wanted to add that to my list. I was very happy with what they put out. It's funny because none of the new Mission Impossible movies are ever a letdown at all. So I had high expectations for this movie, and it met them. So definitely worth top 10 for me. So I want to add that in there.
Nice.
I think that's a fair one, Josh. Unfortunately, that did not make my list, but it was, I think in our review I say that it wasn't the worst thing I had seen.
And I think I
was
got
glad-
you to say you'd see the sequel.
I did, yeah, I would, because it ends on a cliffhanger. So I'd like
Right.
to see how it goes.
How it ends. Yeah.
I already said my 9, but it's the creator. I enjoyed the movie.
Nice. Aiden?
My non-spot, I have Creed 3.
Nice.
I also have that as my 9 spot. That is a good
Nice.
one.
Yep.
Okay.
So I mean, just looking back at all the movies, and like Andrew said he saw 14. I've got a decent list here, and like I told you guys, I think I maybe missed a couple, but it looks like over 20 plus movies. Just going through them all, I thought that Creed 3 had to be up there. I enjoyed it, but not as much as my other picks above it, obviously. But I mean, I remember seeing it. I can't fucking talk. Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut. I think he did a great job. And with all that stuff going on, especially with Jonathan Majors, I saw an interview with Michael B. Jordan on YouTube the other day, and I think Creed's done, but I think he wants to go out and direct new stuff. So it's exciting.
Be a good way to end it too.
Yeah, especially
Creed-
with the third
Creed
one
is-
not showing Sylvester Stallone at all. Kind of
Right.
Yeah.
picking up that mantle from Rocky.
First Rocky
that was
franchise
good.
movie to have Rocky in it.
Right.
Yeah, mine's a tad bit higher. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think I do think it deserves top 10. So, but Mike,
Yeah.
what do you got?
For my 9, I have Dumb Money. I don't
Okay.
know if you guys remember watching that with Paul
Didn't
Dano.
see it, but I heard it was good.
I was pleasantly surprised again, just like Scream 6 with that movie. I think Seth Rogen played a great, if you want to call it quote unquote villain, antagonist of the film, and it was cool. I really wasn't a part of like the whole GameStop thing. You guys are a little bit more into that, but it, just learning more about that and hearing you guys' experiences with it too, kind of made it a
I
little.
mean, that was a
bit,
good thing about that movie too. I mean, if you weren't even in on that or you don't follow anything like that, I feel like they did a great job explaining it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It filled you in
I do too.
everywhere.
Yeah, that movie is on my honorable mentions. I did really enjoy it. It was funny.
Yeah, really
Yeah,
funny.
I liked seeing that movie, especially in theaters. But I think I want to say it's on Prime or it's on something. I saw it just the
Yeah,
other
it
day.
is.
Maybe it's
Oh,
Netflix.
is it really? I'm gonna have to check
Yeah.
it out then.
Yeah, it's definitely worth watching. It's pretty short too. I want to say it's a little over 90
Hour.
minutes.
Yeah, like hour 30, I think.
Yeah, it was nothing crazy. So, my 8th spot, I did The Killer, Michael Fassbender Fincher movie. Again, me and Nate did that review. I don't think it's the best Fincher movie by any means, but I do think it's still a top 10 movie on the year because with him and Fassbender working together on a movie like this, which is based off a graphic novel, I believe, or maybe it's just a book in general. I think it is a graphic novel.
I don't know about graphic. I think it's just a book.
I think it's a comic or something. I don't know. Maybe you're right, but it's based off a book, and I think it deserves top 10 spot just from the narrating and the way they went through the movie. But top 5 Fincher movie, not quite. So, Aiden, does this make your top 10 at all, or
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the thing too. Is I mean, there weren't a lot of movies. We pretty much all saw the same one, so I'm not going to spoil what place I got them at.
Spotted? Okay,
Yeah, but it is on my list.
all right. Andrew,
Number
8.
Wait, 8 here. Oh, I have an 8. Oh, I put Pixar movie Elemental.
Okay.
I held out on seeing it because I was like, it's an animated movie. I don't know if I really care. It was pleasant. It was good, and I'm throwing it in the top 10, not even because so much the story, although I think it was Pixar's first like romance.
Yeah, it's
which
like a
is cool.
rom-com.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that was cool. I know.
They're pushing that on
Um,
kids.
I know, right? Don't worry, it's not what you think. But I'm giving it credit because of the. I mean, Pixar always does great with the animation, but it was really cool. I mean, the amount of work that must go into animating like a movie like that, but then animating the characters to have like effects, like as the girl is running around, she like is actively like burning things slightly like that. You gotta have a ton of attention to the detail.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel good with that in the number 8 spot.
Yeah, that was in my honorable mentions. I liked that movie. It was cute. So
I haven't seen it. I remember that's the one with obviously the elements, so it was like the water and the fire, like on the train.
Earth.
That was the trailer for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, and I didn't
Yeah.
see it till I watched it on Disney
Disney
Plus.
Plus.
Like I didn't
Yeah.
go to the
Same
theater,
here.
but after I watched it, I was like, wow, that was actually not bad. Like that was pretty good.
soundtrack was pretty good too.
Yeah.
I like the music in it.
For my 8th
Aiden?
pick, I have Mike's 9th pick, Dumb Money.
Nice.
Like we basically just said, I thought it was a great movie. It's crazy to even think that as great as the cast was on that, like Paul Dano, especially being like the main guy, I don't remember his name, but even having Seth Rogen, all those other good characters in there.
Sebastian Stan.
Yeah, I forgot he was in it.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I mean, I enjoyed it. And like I mentioned earlier, like you can go in watching that movie without any knowledge on, that whole stock market stuff during COVID. So I thought it was great.
Yeah. Brian?
All
what
right,
you
so I have my 8th pick here. It was a very successful movie, and I think you guys, if you have it, I think Josh would have it, and maybe Andrew much higher. And I feel like I'm gonna get flacked by anyone listening to this, but it was good enough to make my list. I don't want to leave it off. I don't want to be like that. Number 8, I'm putting Barbie.
Nice.
Because I did enjoy it.
Shit, I forgot
I
about
thought it had a
Barbie.
great message. But with the
I
movies
thought you were
that
about to say
I
The
have,
Flash, man. I was about to
oh
fucking
God, no!
fry
I
you.
actually forgot that was this year. I didn't even put
Yeah.
that. Like I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, Barbie was really good.
No, Barbie was good, but I think the movies I have ahead of it make more sense, at least from obviously mine. This is my list, but it was not bad enough for me to leave off out of the 10. Like I thought about putting, like this is an honorable mention. Thought about putting Transformers, and I go, if I fucking put Transformers on there and not Barbie, like I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
that's
Barbie on my
number
list
8.
as well, Brian. So I don't think that's a bad take for 8.
Yeah, I mean, Barbie was one of the highest grossing movies of the year, so clearly a lot of people agree with what
I wanna
Brian's
put
saying.
Barbie
It was
on
in my
there,
honorable
but-
mention.
And again,
Yeah.
like there's movies on this list, on your guys' list that I just haven't seen, and that's one of them. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of grief for that, but
It's on
I
HBO.
I know it's on HBO. It just came on, so I definitely will be
Right.
watching that. But with that said, number 8 for me is going to be Dungeons and Dragons. I would
Okay.
again like these 6 through 10, or actually no, I should say like 8 through 10 are the movies that kind of like pleasantly surprised me. That like I didn't really have expectations for, but was again happy walking out of the theater. And D&D was definitely one of those movies for me. Obviously with Chris Pine, one of my favorite actors. Great movie.
The movie
Yeah.
was definitely a sleeper.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah,
going there and cracking up, man.
I had no expectations seeing it.
No.
It's in my honorable mentions, but I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the sequel. I think like Chris Pine and everyone did a great job, so I'm glad it was on someone's list. I figured it probably would be, but yeah, I'm glad you added it, Mike. For my 7th spot, and we haven't mentioned this movie yet. I'm pretty sure it's probably on everyone's list. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 for me at 7. I think it was the perfect way to end that trilogy. I think it made it one of the best trilogies in the MCU. And I think it is one of the best superhero movies, best live action superhero movie of the year. I'll say that. So I really enjoyed it. It made me like tear up a little bit at certain points, and then it's hilarious as well because it's Guardians, great soundtrack. So yeah, that's the 7th spot for me.
So I'll go next actually because that is my number 7 as well. And
Okay.
I remember walking out of the theater like I had a little bit higher expectations for the movie, to be honest with you. And I know a lot of people talk about how great it is, and I do think that it's a satisfying conclusion to the trilogy. I just wanted a little bit more. I don't know where exactly. I didn't really like where they left Gamora or Star, like Chris Pratt's character. I really don't like where they left.
Star-Lord.
Yes, I don't like where they left a lot of the characters, to be honest with you. I love how they focused on Rocket. Obviously, Bradley Cooper probably is my favorite actor of all time. So even though it's a voice acting still, it's it's cool to have that focus on Rocket. But yeah, I just really wasn't as thrilled with the movie as I thought it'd be, which is kind of crazy to say because a lot of people, obviously you guys are saying how much you love the movie.
Yeah.
I think that's fair, Mike. It makes my list a little later here as well.
Same.
But my 7, also already mentioned, was Creed 3. I thought it
you
was
were the star of the film.
Yeah. So I mean, me being in the film, I couldn't give it the number 1 spot. But it is. I enjoyed that quite a bit, and I actually didn't have much expectations because I never saw the second movie, and I say that in the review. I saw the first one, and then I went
Second
and
one's
watched
pretty good, too.
I went and watched the third one.
I think
which
I
is,
think I was the same way, Andrew.
which is backwards. Like, you should not do that. But
Yeah.
the third kind of tells you what happens in the second, so you're all right. And the third movie
Right.
was enjoyable. So
Yeah.
I'm feeling good with Creed 3. Brian, what you got?
Alrighty, so we are at number 7, and for 7, I like this movie a lot. Again, I think the movies I have ahead of this I like just a hair more. Me and Josh went and saw it. Saw 10. Saw 10 was a great fucking movie. It was a great way for them to be able to go back now that John is gone, and give a good story and give you more background as to why he is the way that he is. And again, great review. It was just me and Joshy on that one. So, and again, a big W for horror movies this year. I feel like you weren't really, there was some, well, honestly, I didn't really watch too many that came out this year, but I'm sure there were some that were stinkers, but the ones that I watched this year weren't awful. It's not like that fucking Halloween Ends or whatever bullshit you guys watched last year.
You watched
is
it
good.
too, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it. I definitely watched it, but I wasn't on the episode.
The
They
movie
banned
was
me
bad.
from it.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think that was one of the lowest scores I gave last year.
Mhm.
I,
Yeah, no,
I
that-
think
that
the
was
only
Yeah.
huge. But again, this year it was all right. Scream was good. Saw was very good. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's my number 7.
It's definitely one of the better Saw movies out there.
Yeah,
I
and see,
wanna,
that was the thing.
It
When
made a
we
lot of
could,
money,
when
too.
we could walk out of there and debate, is this better than like the second Saw movie that came out in fucking
Or the
2003?
OG.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what? Like, no, it's a good movie.
No.
Right.
I want to give some light to Insidious, Red Door.
Mhm.
I like that movie. I'm a big Patrick Wilson guy, and I think that didn't get as much love as I thought it should have.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But yeah,
It came out in a jam-packed time in the summer. That was the
Yeah.
problem with
Yeah.
that movie, I'd say.
no, for sure. It's not in my top 10, but I just wanted
Yeah.
to, we're talking about horror.
Mention
so,
it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that was this year.
Aiden, what was your 7?
For my
Yeah.
7, I picked They Cloned Tyrone.
Oh, I
That
had
was
it
a
up
great
much
movie. I had
higher.
to keep that on there.
I have that higher.
Damn, I forgot that.
it was an
fucking came
original
out this
ass
year,
movie.
dude.
Dude, that movie was
And-
fucking
and
great.
I'm giving it more props for it being a Netflix movie than anything. The
Yeah.
fact that Netflix dropped some bullshit, where they go in, they have that great movie, John Boyega, Jamie Foxx.
Fuck.
I'm not sure who that girl was.
Yeah, I forget the
I don't know,
girl's
it's
name.
It was
Mike.
just
good.
all around good
Monica,
movie.
she's Monica. She plays Monica Rambeau in
Yeah.
MCU.
Yeah, but no, I enjoyed that movie, and I would rewatch that movie in a heartbeat.
Yeah, so
Damn.
that was on my honorable mentions. That was one of the ones. It was either that or The Creator for my 10th spot. It was so
You're
close. I
fucked,
kept
buddy.
swapping them.
You're
I
fucked,
know, and
buddy.
I really wanted to
Yeah,
do it.
that
I'm
was,
not gonna lie.
well,
I totally fucking forgot that came out this year. That would definitely
That's
be.
ins-
That was
That's an-
actually, when I sent that text and said, I don't think I watched 10 movies this year, the only thing I could think of was They Cloned Tyrone. And I was
I'm
like,
with
that
Brian.
and Oppenheimer. It's like, that
Yeah,
was
so-
this year.
Fuck.
well, so they're both at like my 10th spot, and I figured, well, all these guys have seen They Clone Tyrone, so I assumed it'd be on one of your guys' lists, and so I
That's
wanted to
fair.
make sure The Creator was just mentioned. So that's what made me decide it at the end of the day. But they're both really good, definitely worth watching. So, at my 6th spot, that's where I put Creed 3. I think
Okay.
it probably is the best out of the trilogy. I thought the
that
directing was
first
really
one's
cool.
good, man.
The first one is really good, but like the fight scenes, like
Yeah.
and he said too when he was making the movie he wanted to make it more like an anime feel. That's what he did,
Yeah,
and
man.
it's so memorable, dude. When he's doing that final fight and it's like the trees are around him and everything like that. Like it's such a memorable thing that like I still remember it to this day, and we saw it months and months ago. It was like the perfect way to end that sort of trilogy, and made that whole trilogy really good. There's not really a stinker in there, I'd say. So I really enjoyed Creed 3 quite a bit, and that's what made me want to put it at 6.
Okay.
So
That's fair, Josh. I think that's like I can get behind that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we've had any really reaches so far. I mean, maybe Winnie the Pooh, but
Yeah.
aside from that, I feel like we're basically saying the same movies just in different orders. So definitely check out the website, check out the YouTube video, because our editor is going to go ahead and add it in when someone says their pick. It'll show their list where it stands. Thank you, editor.
oh wow, and it'll be on our website if you want to see the whole
Yeah.
AI's getting stronger.
Yeah, he's evolving, or she. We don't know. Could be a mystery.
He should.
Number 6, I've got Barbie here. I enjoyed that movie. I think I say it in the review as well. It's a message disguised as a movie. Margot Robbie, awesome. Awesome.
Good.
She's great.
What do you
She's
mean
great.
by that? No. What do you mean by that, Andrew?
She's awesome.
Okay.
But no, it was a great movie, and they deserve some serious like props for the set design on that movie. Like that's something that is worth pointing out. Like they did a damn good job. Like that literally looks like Barbie World, and it was fun.
Music.
I'm Just Ken. I think is nominated
Dua
for a couple awards.
It's stupid. It's stupid.
Which is stupid. I do agree with that. If
It
you
did
haven't
get nominated for costume too. I saw
Yeah.
that a couple days ago. That's crazy.
which
He looks like fucking Freddy from fucking Scooby Doo, man. Fred, like.
I think it's deserved.
No, I mean they definitely deserve something. I mean they deserve the nominations. I don't know about the wins.
The wins.
no,
Agreed.
but to be nominated. At
Nominated.
least.
Is,
I mean you
is
gotta
worth
think
it.
like. I saw an interview with Greta Gerwig the other day. I think she was talking to not Steven Spielberg, or maybe it was, I don't know, or no, Avatar guy James Cameron. They were on YouTube
Mike
going back
loves
and
him.
forth. Yeah,
Fucking
Mike's
scumbag.
yeah. But they go and he's like, even her, like Greta, even saying it, like the fact that this movie was even made, like it was even greenlit, like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Because it is. It's like there's a message behind the movie, and it's just like it's such a dumb concept. And it just so happened that I just think that Oppenheimer and Barbie like coming out that same day was the only reason like it's as successful as it is.
Barbin.
Not saying that it's a bad movie. I just think that there was just built up.
Yeah, no, there
Yeah.
was. That was a
Slopping, I mean.
Great
a
weekend
cool
for movies.
a cool thing to have them both together. If you've seen the Barbie movie, I recommend going on YouTube and watching the SNL skit with Pete Davidson. I'm Just
That was
Pete.
funny.
I think I've
it
seen
is-
a couple clips of that.
It is actually pretty funny. I recommend spend the 2-3 minutes in watching that because it's entertaining.
Aiden, what's at your sixth?
With my sixth pick, I'm going Ari Aster's new movie, Beau is Afraid.
Yep.
I enjoyed
Forgot
that
about
movie.
that
I've only
one.
seen it once, and I know when we saw it, like throughout the entire movie, you can't predict anything that is happening in the next minute.
No,
like it is
can't.
so random. One of the most random movies I've ever seen in my entire life to this date, and I think it deserves a sixth spot.
I think that's fair. And actually, I forgot about
Yeah.
that one, Aiden.
And you just think about it in your head how random it was.
that movie. Honestly, I'm pretty sure if you did some sort of psychedelics or something before seeing it, you'd
They
be ruined
advise
for the
not
rest.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'd be ruined
yeah.
for the rest of your life. Like you would need
It fucked
therapy.
me up sober.
Yeah, same here.
No, I can't
Yeah.
imagine. And that's why I think it deserves a spot because, I mean, it's one of those, like, you might not even be into, like, I don't even know what genre to put this one in. And I think it was, like, a comedy and,
Thriller.
yeah, it was, like, no, I think it was something stupid.
I don't
when
even
we,
know.
Like, originally
By the
reviewed
time
it.
it ended,
Oh, yeah.
I felt like I needed to lay down.
Yeah, I needed a break.
Yeah, I mean,
Isn't it-
it's
isn't it
3 hours.
long?
It's 3
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
And the movie's broken up into like 4 parts basically, and that's how we kind of did the review. The review is pretty good actually. I liked it a lot. It did make my honorable mentions. It was one of those ones where I was kind of arguing should it be in my top 10. The only thing is, I don't think I could ever rewatch it. It's just such a trip. It's so
I don't
But
unique.
now
though.
that it's been so much time has passed since we've seen it that
Yeah.
if, like, I was sitting down and it was easy to watch, I would turn it on. I'd be like,
Yeah, I mean, I would
"Get out,"
recommend
I'll turn it right
someone-
off.
I would recommend someone to watch it, but it's just
Yeah,
like
100%.
it's a watch. And,
Yeah,
and
no,
it's not
it's-
fair. You can't pause it and walk away for a while. You have to sit there and endure the whole thing because you'll kind of forget what the hell's going on if you walk away for 20
I mean,
minutes.
dude,
so.
just look back at it like Joaquin Phoenix, grown ass man, just acting like that.
Acting like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Brian, what do you got at
I enjoyed
6?
it though.
For my sixth spot, this was mentioned by I believe Andrew already. Give me Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought it was a good send off. My gripe with it was that no one died to really signify it was the end.
Thank you. I thought
That's-
Gamora should have died.
Yeah,
I thought Gamora
someone
should have died.
definitely
already
should have
died.
died in that group, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, it was a great send off, and yeah, I couldn't imagine putting it any higher or lower. I feel like that was like it. And again, you know my beef with Marvel these days. They miss a lot, but this one was not a miss. And again, another thing that sucked about it was that hey, you had to watch all these other movies to know what the fuck's going on. So anyone that liked
You
them
did, yeah.
but didn't like the MCU would have to have to look up a YouTube video as to what the fuck happened in that time since we last saw them. Thankfully,
Yeah.
that's not us. I don't know. Thankfully is actually the word there because we did sit through some garbage. But all in all, that's my number 6. Not really too much else to say about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Mike?
thought that fucking Star Lord scene at the end where he's floating, it got me, dude. I really thought he was gonna fucking
Yeah,
die.
me too. And
So
they
did
did
I.
what is it? The Touch of Adam, right? That's the
Dude,
painting.
I'm sorry, that's just dumb to me. It was so fucking dumb, bro. Anyway,
Symbolism, Michael. Symbolism.
yeah, I get it. My number 6 is gonna be a Super Mario Brothers. I thought Chris Pratt, his Mario. You forgot about that, Andrew?
Andrew,
I
you give
did.
it a 95. You
I
give
give it a
about that?
95.
You
Jeez.
did. Wait,
buddy.
you're being for real?
Yeah.
There's no way you forgot about that. I did. I
swear.
put in my honorable mentions
Dude, I
because I
didn't even
knew
have it in
you
my
were gonna do
honorable
it.
Jeez,
Wow.
Pete.
Wow.
Hey,
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, I
Jeez.
think I thought Chris Pratt's Mario was pretty good. I don't know why people didn't
You
like
know,
it.
Jack Black is Bowser
Jack
too.
Black
know-
is Bowser.
you know
Peaches,
what's
Peaches,
bullshit?
Peaches.
While we're talking about that song, they fast tracked fucking Billie Eilish's song to make it for Song of the Year from Barbie, but they didn't fast track Peaches by fucking Jack Black. That's
Dude,
how you know the
that's-
Academy is fucking rigged. She's a
That's-
fucking plant. She is good, but she's not
Okay.
that fucking good. Jack Black should have Song of the Year, Best Original Song.
I'm in agreement with you. I definitely. I
It should have
can't
been
say-
nominated.
Yeah, it should have been nominated.
But the
at
fact
bare
that they
minimum.
fast tracked her fucking song, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Right.
Everyone thought she was an industry plant. That just
All right, buddy.
confirmed it.
Let's Brian. Let's lay out the psychedelics here. Josh, you want to go for your number 5?
What's
Yeah.
in that water, buddy?
My number 5 is Killers of the Flower Moon. Scorsese, Leo. I think I had just a slight bit more expectations before seeing it. I still did really enjoy it, but it's one of those like if I go back to rewatch a movie they did together, it's like do I do The Departed or Wolf of Wall Street or Shutter Island, like one of those over this. I pretty much am picking one of those. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where it comes down to. I still did really enjoy it as a movie though. Definitely would recommend anyone to see it, but yeah, it's long. I think actually it's 3.5 hours, damn near. So,
Yeah.
it's a whole event.
So I'm gonna go to that's my number 5. And
Okay.
I the same thing for you. I just had a little bit more expectations with it, just being Scorsese, and it's just so damn long, dude. So again, you're
Right.
looking back, Shutter Island or Departed, like you're gonna pick those over, Killers of the Flower. Like that's just how it's gonna be. So, but again, obviously, a combo like that and everybody that was involved with that movie, and how it was a great movie. So I'm not gonna take away anything from it. Just had a little bit more expectations and
I
thoughts.
mean, the
and
fuck a duck line was.
yeah,
That's what made it top 5 for me.
Yeah,
That was insane. We weren't expecting
Spoiler.
that.
yeah,
Sorry. Fuck a duck. That's hilarious.
Oh, I wish I could add
Especially
that
when
to
he's
my
rich.
list, but
yeah. Andrew,
For my number 5, what do we have in there? That's where I've got Guardians 3. So just one
Okay.
spot above Brian. I actually disagree with you guys, and I think I said that on the review on the wanting someone to die. I get that, but I think they did a really good job of ending it with making it feel like it was like the band breaking up. Like everyone's going their separate way. Like it still felt like the end and kind of a loss, but not a loss with death. I mean, they truly are all going in a different direction now. Like there is no more Guardians. They are not meeting up. Peter went to go home to his grandfather. Like that is the end. There's no. I don't think they're. I hope they don't try and get them.
They
back
made a new
together.
team. Yeah, they made a new team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
they've
not
got a
that
new team. It really felt. It felt like a good send off, and I think Josh, you said it. One of the best trilogies that we got from Marvel. I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Cat's better. Cat's better.
It's up there.
Yeah, I
It's
agree with you.
debatable.
I agree with you too
it's
on that,
definitely
Mike.
one of the
And,
best
and we got a lot of
trilogies
the
of Marvel.
sadness, I'd argue, from Rocket too. So like, this movie was sad. One
Yeah,
of the
it was-
saddest
Fuck yeah.
MCU movies, actually.
It was also pretty gruesome. It was kind of messed up.
James Gunn got Human of the Year by PETA.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Person of the Year, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Huh, Nice. No, it had like a good message behind it, with it also being like a pretty solid movie and a good. It had its, like Josh said, its funny moments. So I don't think I'd go any higher. I basically say the same thing as Brian, but one spot ahead. I feel like 5 is a good spot for this. It made me excited for Marvel again, for their movies, and then they put out some garbage once more, and then they put out some real good that we'll talk about, and some more garbage. They like to sprinkle in something good with the garbage these days, which is, I guess, one way to do it. But yeah, Guardians 3 for number 5.
My 5, I have David Fincher's The Killer. I know that you guys have it a little bit lower than me, but I mean, like you said, Josh, if you're comparing it to other Fincher movies, doesn't compare. But I think for this year alone, when I watched it for the first time, there were scenes that stood out for sure. Like, I'm assuming everyone in here has seen it, but
No
by
spoilers,
far my
please.
favorite is
I haven't actually.
the long fight scene. I love that.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
There's
But I
memorable
mean, if
moments
you-
for sure.
And I'm upset. I think it might have been higher, honestly, if I would have seen it in theaters too. So,
Yeah.
when I watched it, like right when I finished it, I was upset. I was pissed that, I just watched it in my basement and not on a big
On the
ass
big
screen. Yeah, because
Yeah.
if you actually like when you're watching it, the sound editing or like the mixing of it, it's like eerie as shit. Like it doesn't seem like. I mean, it compares to his other movies, like Enemy. I wanted to take for an example. When you hear when you see the spider scenes and all that, like you hear that eerie, echoing tone that keeps repeating itself, and that's how The Killer was. But I think Michael Fassbender did a great job. It definitely could have been better. I think that they kind of, I don't know if it's him. I mean, he based off a book, so I mean, you can't really blame him. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it. 5th spot.
Brian?
All right, so for my 5th spot, this was brought up earlier, and I think Aiden had it a little lower. They Clone Tyrone. I fucking love this movie. As soon as I saw the poster for it, I was like, this is going to be a movie that I'm all about. And it did not disappoint. I wanted to put it higher, but I think my next 4 picks with how much we raved about them will make sense. But yeah, there was no way this wasn't a top 5 movie for me. I've rewatched it twice now. Just threw it on in the background while I was gaming or something. But no, it was a good one. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I'm mad I forgot that, because that probably would have been somewhere around like 8 to 10 for me. Probably would have kicked Scream out if I had to revisit that now.
Mhm.
But great movie.
Yeah.
What you got, Mikey?
I already said
Oh, that's right.
me and him were both killers of Thurman.
Yeah, okay.
At 4, I'm going to go with one that we recently just saw, and it could be a little bit higher. The top 4 was hard for me.
Mhm.
I really, this was a good year for movies. I'm going with Godzilla -1.
Wow.
I completely was not expecting anything going into this. I've seen tons of other Godzilla movies and have been let down, and this movie just easily is the best Godzilla movie. Probably one of the best monster movies in general. Like it was great. You really, felt for the characters, and the way they captured like Godzilla himself, and with the low budget they had, it was just an incredible movie. So that cracked into my top 5. My 4th spot is Godzilla -1.
Did you see that they're releasing a black and white version?
So good. It's really good.
Yeah. I'm mad that I haven't seen that, because I've heard really good things about that, and I guarantee that would have been in my top 10 for sure. So yeah, I think it's
Same.
pretty justified.
I can't remember
with,
if I
I saw
said
that
it.
as well, but it didn't make my top 10, unfortunately. It's an honorable mention. I think that
I'm
it
sorry,
was good.
bro. Like I can't speak on that, but you have some misses from the sounds of it, especially with that take and then Across the Spider-Verse.
Just because Josh
Okay.
liked it and none of you guys have seen it doesn't mean that Josh
Yeah.
can speak for everyone.
Yeah,
I'm
this is-
not saying
will
he's speaking
say-
for
It's
everyone.
got
I'm
it's
just
got
saying
98s
you
across
did.
the board on Rotten
I
Tomatoes too.
I fucked up, and I don't remember if I said on camera or if it was just us talking on Xbox, but I totally thought it was a part of like the whole Kong versus Godzilla, and Josh goes, "No, it's a fresh
That's
movie."
what I thought,
was
too.
like, "God damn it!" So I could have gone to the
Yeah.
theaters and watched
I
it,
thought
and
it
I've been
was as
kicking
well.
myself since.
Yeah.
No, I saw that it came out. I know that the Godzilla fucking whatever that Apple TV show was, and then I saw a bunch of people
Monarch
raving
Island
about
or
it
something.
on
Yeah,
Is there any?
something. No correlation at
No
all.
correlation?
It's like
Nothing?
literally a
Okay.
standalone fan-made.
Yeah, it's like the start of
Godzilla
Godzilla
movie.
almost.
So they don't really show
The
the
TV
origins
show
of
or the
Godzilla
movie?
At all. movie.
The movie is. I don't know about the show. I
Okay.
haven't seen the show yet.
Yeah.
But the show got really good. It was getting good reviews, and then everyone was talking about, you got to watch this. I'm like, no way people are actually getting Apple TV to watch this. Then I looked up Godzilla -1, and it's like a $15 million budgeted Godzilla movie, and like I didn't even watch the trailer. I just went in blind. But I mean, it was good. It was like organic. It felt like, but I mean, they didn't like. You can tell like some low budget spots, but like they don't really show you any origin of Godzilla, and he just kind of fucks shit up. So I mean, it's basically it. But it shows more of a humanistic side of it, like how Godzilla roaming, breaking down buildings and shit.
Okay,
is
Aiden with the terminology. I see.
Yeah.
breaking down,
Word of the day.
breaking down buildings, and
He looked that shit up on his phone. Word of the day, humanistic.
Alright.
I'm gonna use that today in the podcast.
just cheerleader off my dick. You know, like the repercussions of him fucking people's lives up. So I thought that was
Yeah,
cool.
and usually the human aspect of these movies are the worst part.
Yeah,
The terrible.
I mean,
It's
you
like,
just, they
get
die. You
Godzilla
don't
back
think
on screen.
anything of it.
But this movie, it's like every part of it was great. So, and we had one friend say, you know, maybe me and Aiden rated it a tad bit too high, and then we had one friend that said he could have gone probably higher. So, you know, I think it's kind of up to the viewer, but yeah, I mean, we enjoyed it when we saw it. So,
The third act
but
was pretty slow. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. Andrew,
No, that's good to hear about. Now I want to go watch that because I
Definitely go
wasn't
watch it.
sure. I was gonna watch the Apple TV show. Actually, glad to hear they're not related. I guess I'll maybe check that out. I don't know. But number 4, I went with John Wick 4. I thought that was a good ending. They did it correct. Was it? Did it have its cheesy moments like the staircase when he's
That
falling
shit
down?
was funny as fuck.
It-
They all
but-
have that one
But
cheesy
that
scene.
is what I don't remember who I was talking to about. That's what John Wick's supposed to be. He's, supposed to be kind of indestructible to the point where it's a little bit goofy. Like you have to throw a little bit of realism away in that whole universe there. So I'm happy with how they, because the first one was really good. The second one was I would say all right. Third one was really good, and fourth one I would say did a great job of calling it a day. We don't need any more. We got to see a great ending by John Wick. If you haven't seen it, sorry I just spoiled it. But yeah,
So I haven't watched it. I'll say this now. I haven't watched
Oops.
any of the John Wick universe, but I
Sorry,
know
Mike.
it's like no. But I know
Oh,
it's
okay.
like an open ended like ending where it's like he could come back if you really really wanted to like twist it in a way.
technically.
Well, they need to make a prequel.
yeah,
That's the
Could
only
do
way
that as
it
well.
work.
yes.
Yeah.
But
Anybody like the Ana de Armas spinoff?
I think it's out yet.
is it out?
No, 'cause
Continental?
Continental was its own thing.
I'm pretty.
Yeah, she wasn't in that. They're good. They're working on one, Mike, with her.
I'm
it's not
asking.
out.
I
I heard
the
haven't
Continental
I haven't
was
seen
dog
any
shit.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure,
Gotcha.
she's in it. It'll be great. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Aiden.
It'll be. I'm watching it. I've never watched. I'm like I'm
And
watching
we're
it.
I'll buy the first ticket.
And the
All right.
last.
Aiden, what you got for 4?
For 4, I have Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Nice.
I put that one at the 4 spot. Like you guys are debating on whether someone should have died or not. I think that they set it up perfectly for Rocket to die, and everyone went in that theater anticipating for him to die, and he didn't. So that was kind of a letdown. But I think that out of that franchise, like that third movie, knowing it's like a farewell to those guys, besides Star-Lord because he's returning with the fucking big ass box logo at the end of the cutscenes or the end credits. But no, I mean, I think it did a great job. I like the, just the story behind, what was that guy's name? He was the
High Evolutionary.
High Evolutionary. I thought his character was cool.
He was creepy.
Obviously, like, yeah,
I
it
thought
was
he was-
creepy as shit.
he was
And like
wild
you
as
said,
fuck,
it had a dark like vibe to it. So
Yeah.
I think that was cool, and especially like Guardians of the Galaxy pulling that, because I feel like the other two are like happy-go-lucky,
Yeah.
and then you get it like an eerier third one. But it was a great closeout.
I want to say too. I think, Andrew, did you have it at 5 or 6?
I had it at 5. Brian had it at 6.
Okay, so I had it at 7. Aiden had it at 4. Mike has been the biggest critic of this movie so far, and he's not mentioned it yet. So I'm wondering, does the biggest critic have it higher than the,
What do you mean?
the 4 of us?
I have
I'm
it
just
in my
saying.
list.
Yeah, I know. So I'm
If
interested
he
to
has
see
it
where
at
it falls.
3, that'll be
Number
fun.
one.
I have it
If
in
we-
my.
if we-
I literally
Okay.
have it in my list. I
Yeah,
it's-
I'm wondering.
It was 8. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, it was 7 for him. He
It was
already
7.
said
Oh,
it.
we're
sorry,
both 7.
seven,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. All right. So
What?
Sorry.
I didn't know you said it.
I know.
Change
Sorry.
your
I'm, I've got. I'm
Dude's cock
keeping
watching,
track.
man.
I'm just interested. I'm All
I'm
right.
keeping track.
Yeah, no, honestly, like I generally like I was let down by it because I thought the end was a little bit anticlimactic. I thought someone should have died. I don't like the
Okay.
way they handled Gamora. There's a
That's
lot
fair.
of gray side with it. So yeah,
All right, Brian.
Am I
Right.
good to go?
4.
Yep.
All right. So for my number 4 pick, I believe Andrew just had it at his 5. Give me John. Well, actually, no, you had it right here. John Wick 4.
Yep. John Wick
John
4
Wick
at
4 was fucking great. I actually forgot that was this year, but that movie was fun. We were in that theater with fucking like 12 of us, dude. Like that
Yeah, we
was
had a big
so
group.
much
There's a
fun.
shit ton of us.
That movie was
We had a
so
whole row.
sick, and again, like Andrew said, it is you have to throw shit out the realism out the window because again, this is a world where assassins are just roaming the world, and when they're fighting in the circle and no one says a fucking thing, it's just normal. They're just driving, no cops come, and like it's fine. And then the best scene is the like arcade overshot when he has the dragon breath bullets. He's just fucking
Yeah.
blasting around
That
the building.
was a
So cool.
really
Holy
cool
fuck.
shot.
Yeah, so that's number 4. I had to go back and forth between my 3 and 4, and I made the executive decision right before this. I was like, all right, I got to put that at 4, and my number 3 will make sense when we get there because I really loved it. But yeah, there is no way this wasn't a top 5 movie for me this year.
Yeah. Mike.
so Aiden better have this up here because he said some shit about this movie. He said that this movie was better than Across the Spider-Verse when we did the review. So for number 4, I'm gonna go Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Nice.
I was very happy with this movie. I
Yes.
didn't have a lot of expectations with this movie, but I think just they nailed it with the voice cast doing the younger actors, and just everything about this movie, man. It's a great
great.
fucking movie. Great fucking movie,
It was.
man.
Honorable mention, dude. It was close to making it in for me. It was really great.
I wanna see that as well.
Mike's
I
gonna be
haven't
real hurt when I say it was an honorable mention.
seen that.
Damn.
So hold on. It's an honorable mention, but you put
Dude,
Across
like
the
I couldn't tell you,
Spider-Verse.
I couldn't tell you one score
Across
you
the
made out of the
Spider-Verse
whole
is
2 years
10,
we've been doing this
but
podcast. But
It's
you
an honorable
gave
mention, so you kind of.
Yeah, no.
Here's the thing. I know we say a lot of shit, and here's the
you
thing.
said it the best. I don't know. Bullshit.
No, here's the
Okay.
thing. No, opinions can change. So I will never like
there you go.
as much as we'll talk shit to each other about, oh, you rated this higher than this, but you're gonna rank it higher than this. Like
I mean,
at
the
end of the day-
greatest example, Mike, Thor, Love and Thunder. Brian
that
has
Would you give
dropped
that a
his
99?
score.
Drop that shit again. I had
Brian's
access to
score
the
has
spreadsheet,
gone-
and I was going to drop that.
Brian's
to a 5.
score originally on that was a 99.
No,
now
it
he's
was
down
not.
to
It was
Wow.
never a 99. Originally, I
Wow.
computed it at like a 68.
Oh,
now he's down to a 4 after all
And
these.
here's the thing, and while we're on that topic again, I don't think it was the world's worst movie. So you
It
guys
wasn't.
can you can
It
sue me
wasn't.
on that.
It's-
I don't know why you guys.
It's an ongoing.
It's just like it's an ongoing like cult classic thing to hate on it. Like it's just
Yeah,
like
pretty
a,
much.
There's not a cult
Yeah.
class. The movie was fucking bad. It was fucking bad.
I think it's
It
a
wasn't
small.
great.
It's a
It
small
wa-
guys hated movie specifically.
yeah.
A lot of people do.
Eh.
But anyway,
Yeah.
TNMT.
TMNT.
Yeah.
Yeah, TMNT. With my third spot, I'm going with Across the Spider-Verse. The only thing is, I think Into the
Too
Spider-Verse
high.
is slightly better. And Across the Spider-Verse, really didn't have a true ending, I'd say. So I think
like
Beyond the
that.
Spider-Verse, once I see that, then maybe this movie goes up a little bit for me, depending. But I still think it's one of the best movies of the year. I was super excited to see it. I think all but one of us really enjoyed it quite a bit. And I do assume it's up here for the rest of us. Kind of shocking someone put it at 10, whatever. But yeah, I really enjoyed
Crazy.
it. Soundtrack, Metro Boomin, awesome.
Own opinion.
So that's my third.
Trance, man.
that's probably the only reason it made it was because of Metro. If I'm being
Wow,
honest.
10 brutal.
It was another
Okay,
fucking
I think-
terrible take, eh? God
Here's-
damn it.
Did anyone else have this at 3?
The take was already
Oh,
established.
mine's
So
higher.
Okay.
I
Mine's
think
higher
we can
as
all.
well.
No, we're all top.
See,
three.
Mike,
Mine's
you
at
can't
2.
bitch
Across
about
the
my picks
Spider-Verse
when
is.
you have top 10 movies and you've seen
All right,
probably
all right.
6 this year.
Let me get my third out here, and then we'll keep going. My third here, my second is gonna surprise people, but my third is Oppenheimer.
Okay.
I can't throw it in 1 or 2 because I only saw it in the fucking dome.
Slow.
And I would love to watch this movie again at a movie theater and not a VR headset.
I have it on
it's
disc. You can
basically-
come watch it at my house. We can
All
rewatch it together because I've only seen it on the dome.
You guys should
Okay.
kiss and cuddle.
And we can do
That
that.
was
Back to
already-
IMAX
I mean,
2
that's not
weeks
even
from
a
now.
question.
So I might have to go see it if they throw it in the IMAX at the theater that we like to go to, not the dome.
See, we didn't have that back then.
We didn't have that back then. That's
No.
new, and I won't mention their name because they couldn't even email us back. So
Yeah,
fuck them.
honestly, fuck them.
But I will go spend my money there. Hopefully, we can have a partnership.
Starts with an M and
Yeah.
Keep walking
with
in
an
there
R.
for free.
But yeah, no. So I'm going Oppenheimer with 3. It was a great movie. And you know, Christopher Nolan doesn't seem to really miss very much.
He had a take about Zack Snyder changing superhero or comic book movies, and I think that's one of the rare L's I've seen him take.
What did he say? I don't know.
He
if
said
I
that
caught it.
Zack Snyder like pretty much changed comic book movies with Watchmen. Is along the
Well,
lines
I
of what he
mean,
said.
Watchmen was
true.
fucking amazing.
At the
Yeah.
time,
He said it was
kinda
like
did.
revolutionary.
I mean,
like,
it
the way
was.
it changed.
At
It
the
was.
time, at the time.
I
Now,
don't
I
think
think that
DCU
DC
is
I can
shit.
see where you're
DC's
coming
made
from, Mike.
sense.
I don't know about
With
like,
Watchmen, though, at that time, he kind of did.
But dude,
He's saying,
you
like,
watch
that-
Watchmen now, it's better than any DCU movie out there.
Right.
100%.
So you gotta think at that time.
at
Yeah.
that time. But I would say like
Goated.
in my
I'm not,
opinion,
I'm
like,
not debating Watchmen being. I'm sorry, Andrew. I'm not debating Watchmen being a good or bad movie.
You're
I'm
good.
just saying he said that like Zack Snyder influenced, like it was like a revolutionary thing for him.
Yeah, I
did,
probably
like
wouldn't go
comic.
that far.
yeah, that's a
yeah,
bold
right.
take.
I mean, what year did Watchmen come out?
It was like
20
2012.
Yeah.
I think it was earlier than
There's
that.
nothing
it was
really
earlier
like
than
that out
that.
there besides
I think it was
Spider-Man.
2008 or something, or
2008 sounds right.
I think so.
Yeah.
It
We
came
got our
out.
best researcher on it.
It came out
And the
in
day
2000
is-
2009.
Okay, I was a year off.
Yeah.
All right.
So, I mean, that's
Yeah,
the
so at
first
that
time
time.
you've seen all those superheroes on the screen at once.
Right. We had
So
just
it's
got
kinda
Iron
sick.
Man. We got the Dark Knight trilogy going. Yeah.
I would
so-
argue those were more impactful. Iron Man and the
Right.
Dark Knight
I
trilogy.
think
I think
Who would they
the
let
Dark
up to?
Knight
I
was-
think
Yeah.
the only point that he had about it was like no one really knew who the hell the Watchmen were unless you read comics, and then like
Yeah, and it was
He
so
was-
different
he
than the other
yeah,
stuff.
and
He
it
was
came
James
out and
Gunn
it was
before James
fucking
Gunn.
rated R.
That's fair.
It came out
That's
rated
fair.
R and still fucking did amazing in box office and went on to, again that people still talk about that fucking movie. I see what
Yeah.
you're saying. I don't know about revolutionary, but it did
I say
do a lot.
Blade.
It did a lot for like superhero movies at the time. I feel.
Fair.
Fair,
Aiden?
fair.
Fair.
Aiden 3.
My third
Really?
pick, I have Air, directed by Ben Affleck. So I absolutely love this movie, and I wish I could put it higher, but unfortunately I can't. But I mean, the fact that Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are best friends, and Matt Damon, this is the first time that he's worked on a film where Ben Affleck's directing it, telling him what to do. You know, he like committed to it, did everything for him, didn't try like stabbing him in the back, doing anything like that, obviously. And I mean, Matt Damon does fucking phenomenal in this film. But I also
enjoyed that
love the
movie.
fact that it's centered around like Air Jordan and like the startup of it, the idea of Air Jordan. Nike not even being the top dog that they are today. Not seeing Michael Jordan at all. Like they don't never show his face. So I mean that's sick. They show his family, all that stuff, and the fact that
Viola
Ben Affleck
Davis.
got to meet Michael Jordan. He got to meet his mom, all that, just to get like the sign off basically from Jordan to say that it's okay. And Jordan goes, "Yeah, but the only thing I like demand is that what's her name
Viola
plays
Davis.
Viola Davis plays his mom. So
Yep.
that's
And
awesome.
she did great too. It was an honorable
she did.
mention for me, but really enjoyed it. So I'm
100%.
sorry if you haven't seen it.
Doesn't he
I
show
was
up
Good
at the
ass
end?
cast. No,
No.
In the end credit? What's the end credit?
So
Is
it just
there-
says Michael Jordan will return.
Michael Jordan will play basketball.
All right.
No.
They're gonna cast me as Michael Jordan.
I want to mention on that too. I don't think
You're
we
right.
reviewed that, did we, Josh? We never reviewed Air. I don't think we did, which was
I
ignorant.
don't think so.
Maybe we'll throw that in as a
No,
It
you
was
bonus.
guys-
jam-packed at the
you
time
guys-
with the
I think
summer.
you guys totally did. I think it was a 2-part episode where we
Yeah,
did something
I
in the
think-
beginning, and you
I don't
guys
think we
did
ever
it.
did Air.
I don't think
It
we
was
did.
hard because that was one we
No.
had planned, and then we took it off the schedule.
Mm,
It was
I
tough,
don't-
but it was a good movie.
yeah.
We'll throw it in the review. I wanted to throw out there. I just read the Air Jordan brand is supposed to overtake Adidas as the second biggest shoe brand. So
Wow.
it's Nike, then Air Jordan,
Hey.
then Adidas. That's
Checks over
insane.
stripes. That's what I like. Fucking Adidas. Nobody wears that shit anymore.
But that's insane.
Josh does.
yeah. Okay.
Dude.
Okay.
I've got a couple
Ultra
pairs
Boost.
of Adidas.
Yeah, this guy's
Adidas,
talking
if you
shit.
want to sponsor us, we're not.
Oh no, you ruined
Yeah,
it, buddy.
we'll take an Adidas
done.
What,
sponsorship.
think
no,
about
we're
it, you know?
done.
It's the reason we didn't really do Aries because
Blame
a lot
Mike.
of end of the quarter meetings, a lot of things going on,
A lot of
Um,
stuff, yeah.
Kanye
ads
hit
and
us up,
stuff like
said,
that.
"Don't do the review." We were like, "All right."
Pay us off.
Please.
So I don't know about Kanye. That's kind of crazy to mention out of all the people you can mention, Brian. But anyways, go on,
He's a big Adidas guy.
go on, Brian.
Not
My
anymore.
third pick, TMNT.
Nice.
Fucking dude.
Fair.
As soon as I saw the
Such a
animation
good
style they
movie,
were
man.
rolling with, I was like, "This is it." And then again, it was mentioned the voice acting with the kids being so young, and the fact Seth Rogen let them just do their thing. Like when they're sitting there, bro, on the phone, just going, "Yer, yer, let me get the chopped cheese, yer." Like that shit was awesome.
Accurate.
Yeah.
That,
No.
out of all the movies we've seen, or any animated movie to this day, I think that was the most natural,
Mhm.
flowing movie I've seen.
Yeah.
Like animated movie of all time.
I and that's where again prior to this I had to go back and forth between that and John Wick, and I was like, as much as I love John Wick, that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie blew my fucking socks off. Like I loved it.
See, and that's why you got to give it to Seth Rogen because he knows what people like.
hmm
Like imagine he's sitting in the crowd, he's in the audience watching this movie, he's like, "That's what I want to see," and he fucking does it. So
Yep.
Dude, that,
Gotta
Dumb
give him
Money,
props.
Gen V, Invincible, all this year. He's in his
Yeah, it's
bag
all
right now.
good.
So
Yep.
yeah.
But
Mike,
What you got
Nice.
for 3?
So for 3, I also have Creed 3. I
Oh,
know this
nice.
is a little
Wow.
bit higher than
Yeah.
than
wow,
you
what a
guys.
bad pick.
Okay,
I
Gus,
realize you're
whatever.
such a big fan of me.
No, honestly, besides Bradley Cooper, Michael B. Jordan is probably my second favorite actor in terms of just right now, I would say. And just the ending alone, that last fight, that anime style, like I just like Josh said,
That was cool.
lives in my head like rent free, man. That's one of the coolest things I think I've ever seen in a movie. And obviously Tessa Thompson, something majors. I'm not gonna mention his full name right now with all the allegations.
Jonathan.
Those are no longer allegations. Those are charges.
Yeah.
Charges now.
Guilty.
Regardless, the acting is superb. I know I'm rating this a little bit higher than you guys, but I just have a personal love for this movie.
That's fair.
number 3
no,
for
I
me.
mean, I had it at 6, but I think it being top 5 is warranted. So, at my second spot, I'm actually going with John Wick 4. We talked about it already. I think
Nice.
the one shot with what Brian mentioned, the one shot with the dragon's breath
So
was like
cool,
one of
dude.
the coolest scenes of the whole
Easily.
year that I saw.
Mhm.
And I think is the good way to just end it with the character. I heard they're doing a John Wick 5. I hope it's a prequel. I hope they don't just bring that character back to
Hopefully.
life because the way John Wick 4 ended was perfect and that franchise. So I think they can definitely spin it off into different with Ana de Armas, and they got the Continental going. But just leave the John Wick character himself kind of alone because I think the way they ended it was great. So that's my second spot.
Let Keanu go do something else.
Well,
let him
right.
get into a
I'm
new project.
Trumping Andrew real quick because that's my second pick too as well. So,
Oh,
okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, great minds
I
think alike, obviously.
Right.
But no, I mean, like you said, that Dragon's Breath scene, will forever be in
So
my
cool.
head. Like the fact that they shot it over like a scaffolding, like drone flyover type of look. And I mean, the only thing I would, now that we're kind of talking about it, my gripe with that movie would be Skarsgård. I think that they didn't give his character too much of any of the other villains. But I mean, then again, none of the other villains really fought back besides the second movie where he kills them.
Yeah.
Other than that, but Theon, he's just running from him.
All right, buddy. Let me fucking watch these movies for
The blind guy
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
was
The
great.
blind guy was better than Skarsgård because they
Right.
just showed that he just has power, but where we don't see it.
Yeah.
He's just rich. But yeah,
Andrew.
great movie.
No, I think I'm glad that you, Josh, mentioned that, and Brian and Aiden as well, for John Wick 4 with that scene. That was, I mean, instantly comes to mind. I can remember it right away and remember like smiling, like, oh my gosh, look at this. And same with what Mike just said with Creed 3, the ending there. I remember the exact same feeling. Wow, what a cool, like, this is really cool. Like something different. Like, that's what we need in movies right now. Just do something different.
Yeah.
And when I mean different, I don't mean like what they tried with the Marvels, where they turned it into a musical for 25 minutes.
God damn
is
it.
They
not-
did what with
well,
that fucking movie?
It was a musical.
Yeah,
You
you,
don't
heard
watch it,
that
Brian?
right.
Fuck no.
Yeah, you heard that right. A musical. That's not.
You guys just spoiled my number one pick, man.
Ah,
What the
sorry,
fuck?
Mike.
Number
Sorry,
two is The
Mike.
Flash.
For me, my number 2, like I said, you gotta think I'm crazy. Maybe Brian won't. They Clone Tyrone. I'm throwing in number 2.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
I like that
Deserved.
movie.
Again, I
and
told
I like
you,
it.
me putting it at 5 was just because it was very good, but with these other picks I have, it's just like, it's hard.
I mean, I didn't see a ton of movies, but also I liked it because, Mike said, it's Netflix. Netflix puts out some literal garbage dog shit. They somehow, I mean, Netflix, give the small guys a movie. We can probably
Dog
put
shit.
we can probably put out at least a 50 out of 100 with no experience in the film industry.
Brother, I guarantee we can put at least like a 70-something% Rotten Tomato score, especially if we like get one of us to like take out of like our 401k and just pay some of them a little bit, guaranteed. Probably 80.
So I have seen some straight garbage that the only service where I've been watching a movie and got 25 minutes in and turned it off is Netflix. So
Blonde?
no, I didn't even start that.
Oh,
Um,
I was gonna say you missed the best part of that, but
I know, I heard. I heard in the review. They delivered on They Clone Tyrone. It gave me 100% Jordan Peele movie vibes, like a hybrid between Us and maybe Get Out kind of spiel there, which I really enjoyed. And this is one of the few that I have. If someone's like, "Hey, what's a movie on Netflix?" Hey, this is one that I actually say and I remember. So that's why I got to throw it in at number 2, because it's something that I recommend to people, and it's definitely worth the watch. I'm glad to see that or hear that you've rewatched as well, Brian. But
Yep.
yeah, number 2, They Clone Tyrone. Aiden, what you got? Number 2.
He did
Number
John Wick.
2. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
by
you
John
did.
Wick.
Sorry.
Yeah.
John Wick 4.
Brian, go ahead.
My number 2, I'm going with the young Oppenheimer.
Nice.
That is a really good movie, and the dome experience makes it that much fucking better. Not that the experience was good, but how
Should
fucking
we get
funny
just
it
for
was.
the-
How
the
fucking
Discord
funny it
mods,
was when we walked in there and we all looked at Aiden like, "What the fuck are we doing here, man?" We thought it was a joke that there was another theater that we were walking through.
I was so
The only
fucking
difference
sure it wasn't
for
the-
you guys was I was close to the middle and short enough to slump for all 3 hours and not have a fucked up neck. So like I could see the majority of everything. Only a few times were there subtitles where I had to look from one side of the screen to the other. But yeah, that's my number 2. It was definitely not
Sure
movie of the
did.
summer. The movie I have at 1 is movie of the summer. But it's
Flora-
fucking great.
You seen
Yeah,
Florence
it was-
Pugh's boob on one side of the dome, and then the other boob on the other
No,
side
are
of
you,
the dome.
are
You're
you
like,
sure you
what the
didn't pick
fuck?
it because the inner Discord mod in you knew that someone's name was Kitty? I just
Oh.
had to go see it.
What the fuck are you saying?
I don't know what he's saying either.
Mike, what's your
If-
number 2?
It's small brain activity,
No.
smooth brain activity.
Yeah, I was gonna say, buddy, get the fucking phrasing right. Number 2 is gonna be Across the Spider-Verse for me.
Both, buddy.
Okay.
I finally came around and I watched it.
Miles.
Obviously, you guys were on my ass
We were.
for getting out
You're
and
on his
watching it.
dick.
You waited 6
Yeah.
months.
Yeah.
I did, but the worth was weighted because I almost love this movie just as much as Into the Spider-Verse. I do agree with you,
Worth
Josh.
persuaded.
I do think that the first one is better, slightly just because of the exact point that you made with there not being a conclusion for this one. I think just because there was a conclusion for the first one, it kind of wrapped it up a little bit better. But this movie was still fucking amazing, and I think the third one it's gonna bring a live action Miles Morales into the MCU. Yeah, shut up, Aiden. Fucking rat tail nose mustache. Anyway,
Beautiful.
yeah,
Yep.
Across the Spider-Verse, number 2.
All right, yeah. With my movie of the year, last year was Top Gun. Love that movie. This year, my movie of the year, if you could just tell by my list, it's Oppenheimer. I saw it twice in theaters. I'd go see it again in theaters. I thought I thought it was great. It's 3 hours long, but I had like a huge smile on my face for both times seeing it. The first time was because it was a dome. It was pretty funny that we were watching it like that. And the second time was just because I purely enjoyed it, and it flew by even the second time, for me, at least.
It probably
So-
did. You weren't in pain.
Yeah. I mean, there's a ton of hype around this movie, and it reached and surpassed my expectations because I just really enjoyed the performance, from everyone involved. So I'm interested to see with the Oscars side of things where that stuff falls. But I think it was great. So that's my movie of the year. So, and I saw it's 40% off on Amazon right now for the 4K. So I'm gonna get that. Yep.
Very nice. My number one is one that was already mentioned, and it is Aiden's 10. Across the
Say it,
Spider-Verse.
Andrew. Let's go.
Across the Spider-Verse.
That's my
This
number
was
one as
one-
well.
This was
You're delusional,
one.
buddy. You need help.
That's fine. What was your? Okay, yeah. All right, just making sure. You're gonna put Oppenheimer as number one, so. But anyway, I really enjoyed this movie. I went and saw it actually by myself. I snuck into the movie theater, did not pay for a ticket,
Whoa.
and
Good.
just sat in a VIP seat.
Whoa.
MJR. You
Yeah, we're gonna have to cut all that.
Cut that out. No, I bought a ticket for the day I think that you guys went, and I didn't go with you. So I said, nah, fuck it. I did purchase a ticket. I didn't.
That's why
go,
they
though.
won't email us back.
Yeah.
We're stealing from them.
So
Hey,
you're
I
notorious
bought
for
one
that.
ticket and only went once. It's not like I went twice. I just
All right.
picked a different date.
No,
I think you went
Um,
during the day too, so no one was really there.
Andrew,
did, yeah,
you're
there
so
was-
right though. This was fucking movie of the summer. This was the movie of the year, best 2023 movie.
I truly enjoyed this. I remember when I watched the first one, I was like, went into it with this is going to be a 7 out of 100. Like I had zero expectations, and I watched it, and I was like, wow, that was really good. So when I went into this one, I thought, hey, that first one was really good. Is this one going to deliver? It delivered. I was very happy. I really like this animation style. It's something different. And it was fun. I do have to give like we'll call it, that's 1A. I want to give my 1B. I gotta throw in there the fucking Mario Bros movie. Like I don't know how that didn't make. That was one of my. I've got a couple animated movies on here. That was one of my favorites. Mike mentioned it. I'm sad to see that it didn't make it on the rest of your guys.
How did that make nobody else's
I
list?
know.
other than mine?
I loved that movie. I did actually see that movie twice. I think.
Yeah.
I
It's,
went.
it's a short, good watch.
It's
I watched it. I mean, I love Mario.
maybe
I
you
grew
guys
up
didn't
playing
grow up
it,
with
but
Nintendo.
I just didn't.
I did.
I did, and I just didn't. I
That's
thought it was
alright.
good. I mean, I didn't think it was above top 10.
Not top 10 worthy.
I think I'm throwing it in as like my secondary one. I guess.
Yeah, but you
kind
forgot
of.
about it.
I did, which I was like,
And saw it twice.
as soon as he said it, I was like,
I think you're
how did
proving our point.
Well, I know. I was trying. I
Yeah.
could make this list like on the fly, basically. But yeah, number one with Across the Spider-Verse. It sounds like Brian had basically the same thoughts on that. So, Aiden, you are up next, and you're going to say Sloppenheimer.
Movie of the year.
Go ahead.
There it
Oppenheimer
is.
movie of the year. Can't wait for it
Get ready to go get it.
wipe the Oscars clean.
Right.
Great
minds think
simple as that. Yep. No, I mean Christopher Nolan goat. Cillian Murphy, first Christopher Nolan movie out of the 7 that he's been in as the lead role. I think that it's a great movie from start to finish. Each character played their role perfectly, I think. The random dude that did the score for Oppenheimer was like, that's also a key
Really
part of
good.
this movie, I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he's not random, but I've never heard of him before. But no, I mean, all in all, I've only seen it once, and it was the Dome experience. It was hell. But I mean, after like the first 20 minutes of fighting, puke, I realized to like settle in and enjoy it. But now that I have the disc, I can't wait to rewatch it.
I
I'll
will.
probably watch it multiple times.
Yeah, I might have to come over to
And-
do a rewatch on that.
I
4K
went this.
Ultra HD,
Ooh,
not
very
just the
nice.
4K.
He went with the
I went
ultra.
the
On
second
sale
time.
bullshit.
when I
It's
went
the
the
top
second
shelf.
time, I was supposed to see it with Andrew, and he couldn't make it. So I was like, do I want to go see? And I've never gone to the movies by myself. I was like, do I want to go see a movie by myself that I've already seen in the past week? That is 3 hours long.
Yeah, it's
And
kind of
I
crazy.
think the fact I went and did it and I loved it. I think that
I s-
proves to me that it's my favorite movie of the year.
the
So-
first movie that I saw by myself, I won't forget, was actually Avatar: Way of the Water. After you guys, Mike and Josh, had hyped that up significantly,
Yeah, man. Dude, that
and
movie experience for that movie still is
and
one
I
of my
remember
favorite
I was like
experiences
sitting there
ever.
like by myself. I was like, wow, this
Was Avatar this year?
no,
That
that
was last year.
Oh,
It was in our top 10 last year as well. Me, Mike,
Yeah.
and Andrews. Mike, go ahead and break the tiebreaker here. We know what your second one was already.
Yeah. so
Slop.
so for my top movie of the year, it's gonna be The Marvels featuring Brie Larson.
Oh, wow.
That's a
See,
good
Nick.
pick. That's a good pick, Mike.
Thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Go on more.
um,
Go on more on that, so I can get a clip out of this.
how many
Yeah,
times
yeah.
have you seen it?
I've seen it 427 times now. I think I've spent around
It's
$1,378 and
28 days old.
Yeah, 40 something days old. Just surpassed The Flash as the 170,000th movie in the box office this last month.
All right, so what's your real pick?
No, number one's gonna be Oppenheimer. Star-studded cast, Christopher Nolan, my favorite director of all time. Probably top two, behind Scorsese, and you guys hit on every point in terms of Oppenheimer. Yeah,
All right.
Nice. I'm gonna.
Well, yeah,
I'm gonna.
so-
I was gonna list off, Josh. If that's cool. What everyone
Oh, yeah,
said
go ahead, go ahead.
before we do. Just so everyone, if you're listening, and maybe I'll throw it on the screen here on YouTube. Josh, in order from 10 to 1, I'll be quick here. He's got The Creator, Mission Impossible, The Killer, Guardians 3, Creed 3 at 6. 5 is Killers of the Flower Moon. 4, Godzilla -1. 3, Across the Spider-Verse. 2, John Wick 4, and 1, Oppenheimer. Myself, Andrew here. 10, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Could be number 1, but it's not. Number 9, The Creator. 8, Elemental. 7, Creed 3. 6, Barbie. 5, Guardians 3. 4, John Wick 4. 3, Oppenheimer. 2, They Clone Tyrone. And 4, number 1 for me, Across the Spider-Verse. Next up, we got Aiden with number 10, Across the Spider-Verse. Number 9, Creed 3. 8, Dumb Money. 7, They Clone Tyrone. 6, Beau is Afraid. Good pick there, Aiden. I wish that was on my list. 5, The Killer. 4, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. 3, we've got Air. 2, John Wick 4, and his number 1 is Oppenheimer. Brian, number 10 with Scream 6. 9, Creed 3. 8, Barbie. 7, Saw 10. 6, Guardians 3. 5, They Clone Tyrone. 4, same as me, John Wick 4. 3, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. 2, Oppenheimer. And Brian's number 1 pick is Across the Spider-Verse. Finally, we've got Mike here with number 10, Scream 6. 9, Dumb Money. 8, Dungeons and Dragons. 7, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. 6, Super Mario Bros. 5, Killers of the Flower Moon. 4, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. 3, Creed 3. Number 2, Across the Spider-Verse. And Mike's movie of the year number 1 pick is Oppenheimer. So that was a quick speed round of,
I need that Sloppenheimer.
of
And
our.
the consensus is the best movie of the year from the small
is.
guys is Oppenheimer.
It
But
is.
it's not even the movie of the year. It's the movie, of the century.
Is that's what people are saying? Come
Yeah,
on,
I don't know
this
about
is
all
what the
that.
box said.
That's a trash
That's a
take.
It's in text. It's in text.
That's a garbage take.
Just to rattle off a couple of my honorable mentions, I had Beau's Afraid, Air, Dungeons & Dragons, Super Mario Bros., Barbie, TMNT, Dumb Money. There's 2 that wasn't mentioned. The Equalizer 3 I actually enjoyed quite a bit. That
Good
didn't
movie.
make my list, though. And then I like the new Hunger Games quite a bit as well. It was not something I was expecting,
I haven't
but I
seen
enjoyed
that.
it.
I would,
Yeah,
I would
definitely worth
really,
the watch, especially if you kind of enjoyed the other ones. I think you
I did.
definitely enjoyed this one.
Big
So-
fan of those.
No one.
Yeah, no one mentioned that.
Also, there's a couple more. No one mentioned Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Trash
Cocaine
movie.
Bear, Asteroid City, No Hard Feelings with Jennifer Lawrence.
So
Tetris.
actually, No Hard Feelings was gonna be my number 10, but then I was like, you know what?
I
Scream
didn't.
6
I didn't
is
think
way
it was
better.
funny enough.
But to be fair, the beat seat alone, you could put that 10 minutes of that movie as number one of this year. Honestly,
Yeah.
like it was that good.
No one mentioned Pale Blue Eye. That's
Oh,
another
yeah.
good Netflix movie that came out with
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale, Blue Beetle, dog shit, and
that's
Indiana
very good.
Jones.
Yeah,
Indiana Jones.
dog shit for
I
real.
have
that
a
was-
couple
Indiana
here
Jones
that
was
we didn't
dog shit. It
mention.
just wasn't
That shit
top
was
10
ass,
movie.
bro. That shit was
Go
like
for
a fucking.
Go for it, Brian.
Megan. No one mentioned that. That was like
Yeah.
a lot of people love that one. I know we didn't really like it too much, but I didn't think it was the worst thing ever.
That was one of the
Tetris
first
movie
movies of the
was
year.
also this year. That wasn't awful. And then this one was kind of shit, but I had fun with it because it played on the old slasher. Totally Killer. It was a Prime movie that came out during Halloween. That one wasn't awful. I enjoyed it. I watched it with my roommate, and again, it's not like blow your socks off good, but it had its moments.
Yeah, I believe Smile was this year too, right, Brian?
No, Smile was last year.
Smile was last
Was
year.
it last year?
Yeah,
Okay.
That's it still wasn't nowhere near top 10 worthy.
No, but I'm just saying horror movie wise.
Yeah, horror
No,
movie
for sure.
wise.
And again,
Oh.
like I haven't seen Air, Barbie, Godzilla, John Wick. Like, you know, they probably would be in
going.
my top 10. You
gotta check some of those
across the Spider-Verse at 10, Aiden. You're fucking
You
awful.
get so
at this.
hurt.
I think that's a bad take.
Yeah, that was just a
Um,
bad
But
take.
honestly, no. The one movie I do really want to see is Maestro with Bradley Cooper, and I do have a feeling that would be in my top 10 if I watched that before this. But it just came out so late in the year, you know, obviously. So
I want to mention some movies that are going to be nominated that I don't think any of us have seen. Rustin with I don't know his name, but it's the guy from Euphoria. You know, the guy that does the counseling with Rue, Zendaya. That's another one. Eileen's going to be nominated. Poor Things, that new Emma Stone,
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo movie that they have a limited release, which is fucking stupid. They're not showing it anywhere downriver. Like, you have to go to Troy to go see it, or West Bloomfield. Saltburn, obviously, we haven't seen that. I don't know if that's going to get nominated.
Past Lives.
Maestro
Past Lives,
definitely
yeah.
will. And then
I feel like Iron Claw very easily would have made top 3 if we would have saw that by now.
yeah, but I haven't really heard
I
too
don't know about top
much.
three,
I haven't
but-
heard too much about it. But it just came out like last week,
Yeah.
so. And then
Oh,
probably
yeah.
Ferrari will get nominated with Adam Driver. Yeah.
Yeah. Andrew, was there any other movies you had?
Yes, one that I've got that just came out, didn't make my top 10 on Netflix. Leave the World Behind.
Yeah.
It's a horror drama.
Is that good or bad?
It was good. It wasn't even that
I
it's
heard
like
a lot of mixed reviews.
it's not one of one of the greatest, but I'd say it's worth the one time watch, and it doesn't have like a climax ever. Like, it just keeps you like on the edge from the start.
Uncut Gems type deal.
Uncut Gems, yes. Like, it just ends, and you're like, oh, okay, all right. That's how we're ending. Like, it's. I would say Uncut Gems maybe had that like climax right at the end.
You fucking
This
died.
Yeah, this doesn't even really have that. It's just kind of like it keeps you on edge the whole time. It's a weird dystopian horror end of the world esque movie that felt really, really real. Like, I think you'd enjoy it, Brian, actually.
All right.
Julia
I'll go
Roberts
check
is in it.
out-
I'm gonna
Well, I
watch it
just
on
got my
Netflix.
Netflix back because they kicked me off being out in Grand Rapids. So now I have it for another 30 days until they get me again.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have to like
Nice.
drive out there,
Yeah.
ping your location, and drive back?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was our top 10 movies. I think what we'll do is we'll knock out our top 5 shows pretty quickly here. I think we can kind of go a lot faster just because there's not many shows that we have on our list, and obviously they're not movies, but I'm sure that some of our lists are a little bit different. I could start it. I had two I have a 6th spot really, but it was really hard. I literally couldn't decide, so I put them as a tiebreaker. Beef on Netflix, which is an A24 show.
Good as fuck.
It's one season. Stephen Yoon. Both characters in the show kind of come from like different pasts, right? Different upbringings, but they're the same character basically, and they have this rage. I think the show's really good. If you haven't seen it, I think it's 8 episodes. There's that, and then Shrinking on Apple TV with Harrison Ford, Jason Segel. It's one of Harrison Ford's best performances, I'd say. Such a great show. Sometimes it like would make me cry. Sometimes it'd make me die laughing. So definitely worth checking out for both of those. But that's what I have at my 5th spot. I just had to split them because I couldn't decide. So
Okay, fair. I will go. My 5 is a show that is not done, but I have to throw it in there. Invincible season
Nice.
2. I can't throw it in any higher than that because I haven't seen the rest of the damn show.
Done.
Yeah, but so that would be not fair. But so far, it's halfway point. I'm comfortable putting it at 5. I'm sure it'll get bumped up in 24. It'll probably be a top show for me. But at its current state, I feel comfortable with Invincible at spot 5. First season, one of the best animated things that I've seen. And
Nice.
the second season seems to be delivering pretty well, so I'm comfortable with that at 5.
My 5 spot, I have Love and Death with Elizabeth Olsen and Jesse Plemons. It's an HBO TV show.
Nice.
It's
Good.
honestly amazing. Like, there were a lot of good TV shows that came out this year, and like this one, it deserves a 5th spot. But I mean, if you guys haven't seen it, like it is honestly a good
Worth
watch.
the watch.
Yeah, and
Oh,
Hulu did a
100%.
version of it the year before called Candy.
Yeah, and I heard that
Charles
it wasn't
Lauren's
that
pretty
good. But Elizabeth Olsen, I mean, she's a good ass actress. I mean, she's great.
She's great.
Yeah, she does a good job. She's great.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Really good.
Brian?
For my 5th spot, you guys
She might
might
be
crucify
racist,
me
though.
for this, but I'm putting Gen V at number 5 for the year.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
I honestly call you a fucking idiot for that.
What made you want to put it at 5?
Well, because I went back and forth actually between that and Beef, and I think I enjoyed
Okay.
Beef more. It was an original story. Gen V we kind of knew was going to kick ass because of how much we love the boys. But just like how you said, the parallel between the two characters and like how they're so different in their adult lives, except for the fact that they have this rage. But like we see the way that they were brung up, and it's like, oh my god, like now I understand why they're both kind of fucked. And
Yeah.
it worked really well, and just how much of a shit show it was. And on top of that, dude, that first episode like gave me anxiety like that I haven't felt since like Uncut Gems. Like I had to turn it off. Like when they're just so angry sitting in the car, like the number of times I felt that, and like I just had to stop. I was like, this is getting too fucking real, and I had to go back after I ate, like and finish it up.
Yeah, it's super bingey too.
Yeah, no, it was
It
it was
is.
super
good.
bingey.
And I think that's
Yeah.
another reason it kind of got forgotten is the fact it was Netflix and that all 10 came out at once and we weren't watching it weekly. I almost feel like if we were watching it weekly, it would have got held to a higher standard. But it is what
Right.
it is. But yeah, that's my number 4 while we're at it since you asked why Gen V made it to 5. It was a toss-up for me.
Okay. Mike?
So you guys probably won't have this in your top 5 at all. I don't know if you guys. I think Josh, you've watched this actually, the live action adaptation of One Piece. I really enjoyed it. I'm not someone that's watched the anime itself, but from what I've heard, it held up to standards in terms of what to expect from the anime itself. And I'm super excited for the new season coming up. And again, you guys aren't really like big in the anime, and honestly, neither am I. I'm just pretty mainstream with it. But apparently, there's a My Hero Academia. There's an anime that I'm watching right now. It got greenlit for a live screen adaptation, so I'm super fucking excited for that. Even though it's going to be really hard to put on the live screen, I'm really curious to see how they do that.
Yeah, the Netflix version of One Piece did really well, so I'm not shocked that they're trying it with other animes at all. So that'll be interesting to see. At my 4 spot, I did Succession season 4. It's the final season. I think it's a great show, and the way they ended it was perfect in my mind. So yeah, it's definitely one of those ones. If you haven't seen the show, definitely check it out. It is a slow burn at first, but similar to like a Breaking Bad, but I think it eventually picks up to where you're like kind of hooked and you want to keep watching. So
that's why I haven't gotten around to it. I know you've recommended
Yeah.
it to me too, Josh.
I'm like halfway through season 2, and I've been watching it for
it's
quite
like a
some
modern
time.
day Game of Thrones in a way, like trying
It
to get
is,
the throne
but
to
my
the...
only thing, I mean, you like have to commit to it. You're not gonna enjoy
Right.
it. You're not
Done
gonna
that.
watch it if you're not committed to it. And
It's almost
I was
40
committed.
episodes.
I was committed to the first season, then I stopped watching it, and it's hard to just pick back up.
Yeah.
because it is slow.
Right.
Definitely.
So,
Gotcha.
no spoilers, but yeah, that's mine.
My 4 here for top shows for me, I threw in Ahsoka. That one was one that I was looking forward to each week. I think they did a really good job with the character. It was cool to see. Obviously, Hayden Christensen was a big surprise. I did not see that coming. I remember me and Aiden were the two that were keeping up on that show, and I texted him right away, just hey, did you watch the episode yet? So that was cool to see. And I liked what they did with that show quite a bit. So Disney
As much as I
deserves
was
a little
hyped
credit.
up for that show, and as much as I enjoyed it, it's an honorable mention for me.
Damn.
Same.
Like I said, there were a lot of TV shows and movies this year.
There were
not saying
quite a
that it's
bit.
bad, obviously, but I think The Bear season 2 takes the 4th spot for me.
Wow.
I personally liked. I don't know. We had this debate when we reviewed it. It's still up in the air. I don't know if I could say it, but season 2 was good. I think it didn't focus too much on the cooking aspect of the show, as much as the first season, but we got more of the backstory with like his family in that Christmas episode. One of the best episodes of TV of all time. So I give it the 4th spot.
Yeah. Mike?
Oh fuck, zoning out here for a second, man. For my number 4, I'm gonna put Loki. You guys probably will roast me for that. I don't know if you guys have it any higher or if you have it at all in your top 5.
Don't
I
honorable
just,
mention.
I just, again, I love Loki.
I don't think it's a bad take. It's in my honorable mention as well, but I think the ending of it was great. I think the whole season was pretty good. So
Yeah.
just like a slow start to the season, I'd say, from where season 1 ended.
You
I'd
guys
say
say
one's
that,
better
but I
for
really
sure.
don't. I don't think it was that slow of a start. I think it kind of, maybe a
Just
little bit.
realized
Obviously,
I didn't have that. I didn't even
maybe
have
kind of compared to like the end of season 1, a little bit slow of a start. But again, that's
My only thing with Loki season 2 is that it was very repetitive. Although he's going back and he's changing stuff up, but like you just see those same scenes, same
it's the
settings
whole-
over and over. I know it's
the whole concept.
Me personally, I think that
Time
just
slipping.
killed some of the hype for me.
I mean, I get that for sure. I don't know. I think this holds up to season 1 to me, in my opinion. I know we kind of had this debate when we did the review, but I think, like Andrew said it best when we did the review for Loki, that this kind of reminds you of like the old Marvel, and you're like, for me, especially towards then, I was like, dude, I can't wait to watch this next fucking episode, man. And just the
Yeah.
ending of Loki is kind of up there for me too, in terms of like Creed 3. Like just endings, I will never forget him just walking up and fucking the ending where it just zooms in on his face, man. So cool. So
Yeah.
cool.
My 3rd spot, I'm going Gen V. It made me want to watch The Boys all over again. Gets me excited for season 4 of The Boys and just to see what happens with these characters. So definitely worth the watch if you haven't seen it, or if you're not even familiar with The Boys, go check it out. So that's my 3rd.
Gotcha. I'll make it easy for you, Josh. Same thing for me for 3, Gen V. I thought it was going to be stupid, like children's version of The Boys, but it was quite literally the children's version of The Boys, if that makes any sense. It was gruesome, and I did not expect that. I don't know what I thought, but it exceeded my expectations, and it had a great ending, pretty messed up ending, but got me excited for the next season of The Boys and I think Amazon has an absolute hit with this show, this and The Boys, like that universe, like that they're hitting it right on the nail. Like this is perfect. I hope they don't mess it up. The extracurricular stuff that they do with the Vought YouTube channel and the website they put out to go to school
good.
for Godolkin University, like they are putting in the extra effort and they deserve it. This show is really good. So Gen V for 3 for me. Aiden, what you got for 3?
I have The Last of Us at the 3 spot. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've only seen. I'm glad it only told the story of the first game, because I've only played the first game. I haven't played the second, but I just played it for the first time right before the show came out, and it's spot on. And
It is.
Pedro Pascal did a good job. What's her name? Bella Ramsey?
Yeah,
Is that her
Bella
name?
Ramsey.
Yeah, she did a good ass job too.
She's in Game of Thrones.
Yep.
They both were.
But I think
Chill,
that,
bro. I'm on season 5.
Sorry.
I haven't seen
You'll
her
see her.
yet,
You'll
man.
see her soon.
Yeah. But I
I
think
seen
that it was just
Pedro.
good, man. Like,
Yeah.
it was like the first video game adaptation that was successful in my eyes. I think
Yeah.
it was just like live action, like they did a good ass job, and it just opens the door to many other adaptations from here on out.
Yeah. Brian?
My number
let's get a
3, I actually did a 2-minute segment on one of our episodes because I knew no one here had watched it. The Fall of House Usher, fucking phenomenal show. That dude is in his fucking bag, and I'm upset that we're no longer going to see him on Netflix because he just has dropped nothing but bangers. But hopefully, he gets picked up by someone even better, and they give him a bigger budget and let him do whatever the fuck he wants because he can't miss. What's his name? Mike Flanagan. Mike Flanagan cannot fucking miss.
Brian, I will say I saw that on a lot of people's lists.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking amazing. It is like,
Yeah, I have to watch it.
oh man, each episode
So-
is just someone else dropping basically, and then you're like, what the fuck is going on? And when you get to the end, you're like, oh my god, it all works together perfectly, which is what Mike Flanagan does well. He throws you in it right at the beginning, and then everything just makes sense by the end of it. So yeah, that's my number 3 pick. It was hard. I wanted to put it higher, but the other 2 I have up there, it'll make sense.
Mike?
So for my number 3, Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 anime. I listen, you guys. This has a cult following, and it's by far one of my favorite watches ever. To be honest with you, one of my favorite shows ever. Up there, kind of in terms of like Pokemon, in terms of just like franchises. So again, I can't say much about it because you guys aren't going to know what I'm saying. But to anybody that's watched Jujutsu Kaisen, it's just about to wrap up here at the end of the year. So just one of my favorite watches ever.
All right. Yeah,
Nothing-
with
nothing
my
wrong with that.
second pick, I'm going The Bear season 2. It's kind of hard putting that one up with what my number 1 is, but I do think at the end of the day that I think this season was even better than season 1. I mean, it's close, right? Both seasons were great, but I just think with the character development, like Aid said earlier, or the Christmas episode, like just everything they did kind of surpassed what season 1 did in a way, and I really enjoyed it. It was a show where I kind of had to binge it because that's just how I am. Like, if it's that good, I have to keep watching. I can't just stop myself. So, yeah, it's a great show.
Definitely.
Gotcha. My we
Number
have
2.
very similar list here, Josh. My number 2 is The Bear season 2.
Nice.
And we probably have the same number 1 as well. This Brian gets his credit. He recommended this show. I think I would have probably hopped on it anyway. I was
By
kinda-
now.
Yeah, I would have probably been on it anyway by this point. If you haven't seen The Bear, check it out. We've got reviews on season 1 and 2. Definitely a great show. Quick watch too. I mean, 30-minute episodes or less. Some of them are a little longer. That
I
Thanksgiving.
will say too, Andrew, I get asked a lot, like, "Hey, is there a show you can recommend me?" I always say The Bear is one of my first ones, and
Yeah.
they always say, "I've seen it." So
Yeah.
I think that proves your point.
The Bear, great show. That second season delivered. Hey,
Yeah.
the expectations are high. Can you keep it there? Yeah, they kept it right there. I think we say that in the review too. I think maybe the first. I feel like in the review too, I said like the first 2 episodes or whatever were kind of not not bad, but just not the best, and they just take it after that, and it's awesome. So yeah, Bear season 2 for number 2 for me. Aiden, what you got us to?
I'm going with the Netflix X A24 collab Beef as my 2
Nice.
spot. I think that, this honestly, like, I wish I could put it higher, but this is like one of the first TV shows I've seen in a while where it was like fresh, and each episode binged the shit out of it, and each episode just got better and better and better. And it's just such a stupid concept of this show too, and the fact that you can create everything off of one interaction, and it's just great. Ali Wong, Amy Lau, who plays Amy in this, she looks familiar. I think I've seen her in maybe a few things, but obviously you have Stephen Ewan in it. And each character is just, it's insane, like how they wrote them, basically. Like how impactful they are to the story. And it has like so many different subplots, like especially with their brother Paul. If you guys haven't seen it, then please go watch it. It's amazing.
I have not, and I just saw that
It's so
right
good,
now.
dude.
It's like how Netflix picks like a show to banner for
Yeah,
you. Right
it's-
now, it's
it's
the
worth it,
bannered
dude.
show for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it's just
Dude.
so like
I feel like a piece of shit.
it's like natural.
I can't believe you guys haven't seen it.
I know.
Or The Bear.
It's a quick watch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you'll fly through it.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll put it on the agenda.
Brian?
Ryan?
All right, my number 2. It hurts me to say that this was the final season, and it got some slack, and people were like, "Oh, it's coming back for." It's not. It's done. The writer himself said it's done, and it was good. I enjoyed it. Ted Lasso season 3, it did its damn thing, dude. And at the end of it,
Yeah.
I had tears in my eyes, just like I have in every season of this fucking show. Like, it is so fucking good. And this actually came from a recommendation from my uncle that I don't really talk to all the time. And he was like, "Hey, you got Apple TV?" And I was like, "No, why?" And he goes, "There's this show called Ted Lasso. I think you'd really like it." And I binged all of season 1 in the 3-day trial thing so that way I didn't have to pay for it. And then I bought Apple TV when the second season came out. And I was like, all right, I'm in at this point. Like, I'm hooked. And
Yeah, so Brian, I saw the first 2 seasons. I heard the third one isn't as good. Do you agree to that or no?
I mean, I can see what people are saying, but at the same time, people fucking nitpick everything. And again, a lot of people were in denial that this was the end. And, like, the signs were there that, like, we're wrapping up here, folks. Like, he's now been here for 2 seasons, I think, technically, like 2 or 3 seasons. And it's like, nah, this is it. Like, and the director, I forget his name, but it's Roy Kent. Like, the guy, he's the big,
Yeah.
gritty, tough guy on the team. And they just the character development throughout the whole fucking thing. Like, these are your friends. And they do this funny ass bit at the end of season 3, and they like show like a video, and it's for the players because hey, it's the end of Coach Lasso here, and it basically like it sends all of them into tears, and it's funny because as a viewer, you're sitting there like, fuck, man, like those are my friends, like it's done. But no, it was a very good fucking show. And me and my roommate
Mike?
actually got to the point. Sorry,
sorry.
last thing I was just gonna say is like it came out and we weren't watching it on time because we were in denial that it was ending. So like we dragged it out for a couple months instead of watching weekly.
Wow.
So, my next up here is Demon Slayer, another anime. You guys,
My God, bro.
Dude,
you guys
if you
haven't-
don't name the best
this guy's
anime
so-
that ended this year, Mike, I'm gonna
no,
be
no, no.
pissed.
Here's the thing, here's the thing. I have
It's too late now.
started a couple episodes of it. I just
Okay,
have
I
not
will
finished
see.
it all the way.
It's an honorable mention for me because I haven't finished it.
And I was gonna mention it too. I know for a lot of people,
All right.
Attack on Titan.
Yes.
Really,
Okay.
maybe
It's got to be
anime.
mentioned right now. It
Yeah,
is probably
it has to be
the
mentioned.
best show
It has
of
to be
this
mentioned.
year, and me and Mike are fucking idiots and haven't finished it.
Yeah. So
SpongeBob is anime.
I'm an idiot for a lot of these shows that I haven't seen. But just based off the ones I've seen, Demon Slayer, I fell in love with the show ever since season 1. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it. I know it's really, really big. For
What's
it's
it
a little
on,
bit
Mike?
more Crunchyroll.
Yeah, you gotta
okay.
like get a
Oh.
different app to
Yeah.
watch it.
yeah.
Is that legal?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's where they
completely-
put
Yeah, I know what
all of the
Crunchyroll
just like
animes.
YouTube or Netflix.
Yeah, it's just
Mhm.
more
Alright.
anime.
Fucking
It's
idiot.
only anime.
But no, it's
Oh,
it's this is one of the animes that have gotten a little bit more mainstream, kind of like JJK, and compared to the first 2 seasons, a little bit weaker, but still a really good arc. And I'm super excited for the rest of this anime, man. It's up there for me in terms of
Nice.
top 10. So
All right. Yeah.
Josh,
My
number one?
TV show of the year has to be The Last of Us. It's the only new product this year that I gave 100 out of 100. I think it's just video game adaptation wise, it's the best we'll ever get. I don't think anything can top it, from like the music to the mannerisms from the characters and how they speak. Like, it made me go back and play the first game again, and then made me play the second game again, and it's just like perfect from what you can ask for from a TV show. And like, it took the world by storm back in January of this year.
Yeah.
Everyone was watching
Yeah.
it, from people like that have never heard
Me.
about the video game. Yeah, it's crazy to think. And too, like, the game on its own is amazing as well. They tweak things in the show, but in ways that works. And like, I knew what was coming, and it still would get me to tear up or get me to laugh. And it's just like, it's an incredible show. And it's crazy to me if anyone hasn't watched it yet, because there's only one season so far, and it's amazing. And I don't think any other season can top it. So yeah, gotta go with Last of Us.
Right.
My number one show of the year is The Last of Us as well. We've got the same, Josh, you and I, 3, 2, 1, actually.
Nice.
I'm the opposite. I didn't play the video games, and I went into this show without that or any knowledge of it, and I truly enjoyed it. This is one that I was looking forward to. The first episode, I remember, I think I watched it like the day it came out, and I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, this, for me, I say it in the review too, it reminded me of The Walking Dead at the time, which was a show that I really liked. And I felt like
the fall off on that show needs to be fucking studied, man.
that
There might not be a
show-
fall off.
I'm-
Andrew's doing his work right now.
I'm doing my work right now. I'm actually rewatching, Mike. I only ever made it to season 5, and that's where I fell off, along with a ton of people.
That's where me and Josh fell off too.
Yeah.
Which, Andrew, I think it's pretty funny because the Last of Us review we did back in January, I'm pretty sure you said you wanted to go back and rewatch The Walking Dead.
Rewatch
So
The
it's
Walking-
funny that you're doing it right now.
So I am actually finally doing it. I've got some time. I'm almost through season 3. I'm worried that the same thing's going to happen. I'm going to get to 5, and I'm going to be really bored. I'm not going to watch it again. But I'm going to try and power through and see what happens. But I like that genre. Like I said, kind of that dystopian, maybe a little sci-fi. That kind of that's right up my
That's my favorite genre.
It's
man.
right up my alley. I've got a recommendation here at the end that you might want to check out then, Mike. But yeah, The Last of Us for my number 1 spot. I'm really happy with that. I feel good about it. Aiden, what you got as number 1?
Number 1, I have Gen V.
Nice.
I'm rewatching
Wow.
The Boys right now, and I mean, I just remember from the very first like teaser trailer for Gen V that that was gonna be best TV show of the year.
I remember you guys kind of shitting on it at first, though. Like that
We
was
did.
kind of slow.
At least I did when it started. I remember like the first
I
episode.
don't remember shitting at it because I was just hyped to see like college kids with superpowers in the Boys universe, knowing that like how off the rails The Boys is. Like, what the fuck are they possibly gonna do in college with kids like our age basically?
And the way episode 1 ends, too.
In the way episode
immediately
1,
has you
like,
hooked.
yeah, they go
Yeah.
and they
It
show
does.
this guy as like the main. You're like, oh, like that's the next
Don't spoil it for
Homelander.
Mike.
Please don't.
I'm about to.
Down.
I should.
Do it. Do it.
If I would be
Don't.
$5,
Don't
I
do
won't
it.
do it.
Don't
Like,
do it. Yeah, send it over.
Either way,
Mike.
I mean,
Big
it's
bills.
just how it starts off, and then I love how they ended it too. I mean, the ending is definitely not what we expected, but it just makes you even more hyped for Boys season 4, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some carryover.
So
there.
I mean, by far, I mean, there's really nothing I can fucking bash on Gen V. I think that is great, and especially like being skeptical on whether it was going to be like good or a flop. And now, like, we already know that anything that The Boys produces is going to be good from here on out. Because I also enjoyed the Diabolical, the animated series that they did.
I never watched
Just
that.
like some shorts.
tried.
They're
Pretty good.
super short, and I mean they're
It was
just like
what the kids could have grown up
just some fun
as or
stories.
grown up with.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah. But it was
Go
good.
what if.
TV show of the year for me.
Brian, go ahead and talk about the Bear.
I was gonna say, y'all know it's coming, motherfuckers.
2 years running, dude. 2 years running.
Dude,
The
this
Bear's
show
your
can't
favorite show of
fucking
the year.
miss. This bitch can't
That's
miss.
crazy.
No,
Ryan,
dude,
can you
I
speak
love
on
the
behalf
Bear.
of you trying to join?
Oh,
at
dude,
this
that
point?
shit was so funny. So we're chilling.
You started to
We're
cook.
chilling. It's like a Monday. I'm at work and I'm on my phone, and it was like needing extra cast members to join the Bear. It's filming in Chicago, and I fucking put my phone number in there, and they just blew me up with texts to the point I was like, I don't even think this is real. So there's
You
a
didn't
chance
do it?
if they hit me up for casting for season 3, I might go to the big city, the big windy city, and get on that shit.
Yeah.
But no, dude, I fucking love this show. And again, maybe it's because I was the hipster of it, because I watched it all in one night, the first season. And then the second season, we were doing something that weekend. Like, I had to drive back here, and I didn't get to watch as much as I wanted. Josh goes, he's probably done with it. And I go, I'm only on the 4th episode. Like, I had to stop myself. And no, and I'm glad I did, because I remember I came back home and I binged all of it. And I hit that Christmas episode, and I go, I'm finishing the show. Like, I'm staying up. Fuck work. Like,
Yeah, that's
I'm
kind of
staying
what I
up.
did.
And no, it's a really good show. It's a really good fucking show, and especially now it's come out that season 2 was all about setting up the restaurant, and now that we've made it to the restaurant, 3 is going to go back to what we liked in the first one, where it's all about the cooking. And it got to the point where actually the clip from the Spoons episode popped up on my TikTok, and I went back and just watched that episode. Like, I didn't watch anything else. I was like, the Spoons episode is really fucking good. Character development of since I'm talking about him, Richie was fucking awesome. He comes in, he's like,
Awesome.
I'm a suit
Awesome.
guy now, and everyone's like, all right, man, do your thing. And especially, what the fuck is the Mexican lady's name? Puerto Rican, what is her
Gloria?
name? I forget. But he goes, I'm a suit guy now. And she goes, it looks good on you. And it was like heartwarming.
Yeah.
No, all in all,
Great show.
yeah, fucking
We'll
amazing.
see if season 3 makes it next year for you.
We'll see.
Number
I
1.
don't know if it'll even
We'll see.
release because of the strikes.
Oh, maybe not.
Alright,
Maybe you'll have to pick
sure.
another show.
I know.
Uh-oh.
I won't. I'll just miss that
You'll-
whole episode.
Brian, you'll have
You're like Bear season 2 again.
you'll have Invincible to throw on.
Yeah,
there.
you-
Yeah.
yeah, the
You'll be
4
good.
episodes of Invincible we're gonna have all of next year.
Yeah.
So,
Mike?
so for my number one TV series for 2023 is going to be The Last of Us. Just
Nice.
like Josh and Andrew here, I couldn't agree more. I think this is what the gold standard should be when it comes to video game adaptions. And I'm just like Andrew. I didn't play the game at all, and I still haven't. And that's still something that's on my list. But again, just to me, this is Pedro Pascal's like breakout performance, and I know he's been in a lot of other big like series and movies and franchises, but I think for us now, like when people think about him, this is probably going to be the first what do you want to call it? It's gonna be one of the first things they think of when they think of
First
Pedro
roles?
Pascal. Yeah,
I
first
think
roles.
I think it'll always be Mandalorian. Just the hype behind it.
I don't know
we'll
because we
see
didn't
with
see
season
his
2 of The Last of Us.
You
face
see his,
until
you see
You don't
his
see his
face
face.
though.
Me personally, I'd say Game
for
of
like 30
Thrones.
seconds. Game of
Yeah,
Thrones.
but I mean everyone knows.
But like
it.
breakout
I
role.
kind
He's
of
just
agree
like a
with
small
Mike.
character in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, like Aiden, your point is valid. Like he is the Mandalorian, but we didn't really know that.
I
until
mean, this all doesn't matter if he's Mr. Fantastic, so because that will be his role. Pretty much, people will associate him with. If that's true, if
Maybe.
the rumors are true.
I don't know.
I mean, how do you not? If it's if
No,
that
for
movie's gonna be
sure.
as good as we think it is, then that will be his character that people know him as. But
I mean, I still think this is the role that broke him out into the star he is. And
Sure.
I mean, Mandalorian, Game of Thrones, The Last of Us.
Oh, yeah, he's
Reed
got a
Richards,
ton of
Defense
movies.
Case. Yeah, Narcos too. Like, dude, like they're like
I think
that motherfucker is in his bag, bro. He's
He's
collecting goddamn franchises like Infinity Stones, bro. Like that shit's crazy,
Yeah.
dude.
Brian, was The Last of Us in your top 5?
No, it's an honorable mention. I knew that you guys were gonna do the work for it, so like
It's the
it's all
consensus
good.
number 1, dude.
Yeah,
yeah,
but again, I think that Beef needed to be mentioned, and also I knew none of you guys were gonna have Fall of House Usher or Ted Lasso.
fair.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
but
then again, and
regardless,
if I would have finished it, and because I know I don't know the ending, thankfully my boys didn't spoil it for me. But Attack on Titan would have been my number one if
Yeah.
I would have caught up to it. And because it probably wouldn't have been as good as other TV shows, but because it came to an end, but it just came out a couple days ago, Letterkenny would have made my number 5. Because that show is
Okay.
I love that show. It's goofy as fuck, but I love it.
That show's so fucking stupid, bro.
Yeah, just say you're dumb. It's fine. You don't understand the humor. It's okay.
No,
Yeah, get the
bro.
humor, Mike.
It's
It goes
the
over
humor.
your head.
No, the humor is stupid, man.
Nope.
Let
it's good
me
shit.
let me ramble
Yeah, go
before
ahead.
we do honorable mentions. The list real quick here again. So if you're listening, and again I'll throw it on the screen. Josh up first. We got I'm gonna go 5-1. 5 we got Beef. 4 Succession. 3 Gen V. 2 The Bear season 2, and number 1 The Last of Us for me. Number 5 I've got the first part of Invincible. 4 Ahsoka. 3 Gen V. 2 The Bear season 2. 1 The Last of Us. Aiden, number 5 we've got Love and Death. 4 The Bear season 2. 3 The Last of Us. 2 Beef. 1 Gen V. Brian, we got number 5 Gen V. 4 Beef. 3 The Fall of House Usher. Did I say that right, Brian?
Yep. You good.
Okay, cool. Number 2 Ted Lasso season 3, and number 1 The Bear season 2. Mike, we've got One Piece live action for 5. 4
Yep.
Loki season 2. 3 JJK. That's what the cool kids call it.
Yep.
2 Demon Slayer, and 1 The Last of Us.
I like it.
Weebs call it.
Yeah, and I want to say too, there's a couple shows that I just haven't had the chance to watch yet that I know came out this year that are really good. Like the last season of Barry, I haven't been able to watch yet. Yellow Jackets season 2,
Same.
I
I
heard
was
it's really
hoping
good.
that one of you guys would say Barry because I never caught up on that either.
Yeah, I never caught up
I
yet.
only
I'm
watched the
3
first or
seasons in.
second season.
We
that
didn't
was it.
technically have The Mandalorian season 3 in any of our
Fuck
lists.
that. Was that this year?
Andor, we missed Andor.
Andor
Yeah,
was
Andor was
last
this
year,
year.
Andor was
wasn't
in?
it?
Andor
No.
was last
No,
year.
it's this year.
What?
No way.
Are you sure? Pretty
It
sure
was
it's
last
this
I watched
year.
it on.
Go look.
I watched it on
Because it
Black
was in
Friday.
our
How
top.
It's in my honorable
shit.
mentions.
list.
Andor was
Nah,
last
you're
year for
tripping.
sure, bro.
Go look. You guys are tripping.
Andor was last year.
Mandalorian's.
Okay,
Confirmed.
look, I didn't mention it then.
Yeah, September 21st, 2022.
Okay, Black Mirror was this year. That was pretty good. You season 4,
Yeah.
White Lotus season 2,
Fuck.
Dave season 3,
Fuck.
Loki season 2. Those were all my honorable
Dave,
mentions.
Dave's
I
an
love
honorable
You.
mention.
I
You.
love the show You, but I'd never finished the 4th season. I think I watched the first
It was
episode.
good.
That was it.
It was good.
It was
I
pretty
never,
good.
I never watched the 4th season.
Did
and I
anyone watch
liked
Jury
1, 2,
Duty?
3.
I know white moms were going crazy over Jury Duty. They said it was funny
They
as
love
fuck.
Reacher too.
Yep, and
Did not.
Reacher. And then this one, honorable mention. I didn't finish it, but it was funny as fuck. I think I might butcher it. I think it's called Bupkis, the fucking Pete Davidson show. That was kind of funny. I enjoy him as an actor,
Okay.
so I like that one.
Yeah.
Mine was
Um,
really only Loki and Ahsoka.
Yeah, I know. I didn't have Loki on the list, and I loved Loki. I've got the first season came out. Josh started it, didn't finish. Silo on Apple TV.
Yep.
I'd
I'm shocked
recommend.
that was in your top 5.
I
You were
know.
dick
That's
sucking
crazy.
that one, dude.
I did. I'll continue. It's
I
Blazing it
told
for
you on the
sure,
phone
buddy.
earlier. I was like, I think that's going to be in your top 5.
it's 3 books
That's
as well.
crazy. That's
I have-
crazy to make that noise, bro.
Pop, chill
so,
out.
hey, someone clip that shit, bro. Aiden doing that. Fuck no.
We'll make
That
sure
wasn't
that's
me,
clipped.
that was Pop.
mouth
We
was
got
up to you,
video
buddy.
footage.
Yeah.
Anyway, Silo. If you haven't seen it, Mike, I think you'd like that. If you like the sci-fi dystopian, it gives like kind of like a Hunger Games esque vibe, sort of. With maybe
They sing.
no, there's no singing.
Thank God.
It's got I forget her name, but she's in what was she in? Josh, is it The Flash?
And Perkins.
And Perkins
Sorry,
is in
talking
it? Fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not for long.
Oh,
Perky.
Whoa. Spoiler.
Wow.
no, I don't need to
Oh,
watch this
first
piece
episode.
of shit show.
Just watch the first episode, you'll be hooked, and you
Yeah.
get to see some Ann Perkins.
Yeah.
But no,
It's a good show, though.
Good show. It's on Apple. 10 episodes. It's already confirmed second season. They
I think
greenlit it.
Invasion I saw on a lot of people's lists that I haven't had a
Oh,
chance.
Secret Invasion?
Most of the shows, no, that didn't make my list. Most of the shows I was seeing were actually like Apple TV shows, which is pretty
I
cool.
watched Invasion season 1 and 2.
It's not cool.
It's
Fuck Apple.
It's
Monopoly
a mid.
there
it's
has
Nah,
kind
they
of a-
make good stuff.
Yeah,
No, they make great stuff. I'm saying I don't want them to have a monopoly on
Oh, yeah.
everything in our
Right.
fucking life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I watched Invasion season 1 and 2. It's kind of mid. Like I didn't look forward to it, but like I cranked through it because I was like, I can. It's worth the watch if you've got nothing. It's probably got a 60 or 70 on Rotten, but I can't imagine it's much higher.
I don't know.
Yeah.
any
Any other shows
that
we're forgetting?
I cranked through it.
No, you guys mentioned all everything that I don't have on my list because I haven't watched them. I will say I want to give an honorable mention to Game of Thrones, man. I don't give a fuck. I know it's
yeah,
not
yeah, my favorite
put
show.
out this year,
Throw it out there.
Dude's a decade late.
but listen, man.
I haven't seen it yet.
I started it. I'm on season 5, and I absolutely love it. I already watched the Red Wedding. I'm still waiting for the
Mike, I
greatest
haven't
episode of
seen
all
it.
time.
You're coming
So,
up on it.
I know.
My favorite show
So-
I finished this year. Now you want to talk decades late. I finished The Sopranos this year without spoilers. That was really good.
It wasn't without spoilers.
Lucky man, we should have spoiled
Josh
it for you a
Smith is
long
an
time
asshole.
ago.
If you see him at the bar,
Dude, you had
pour a
fucking-
drink on
He had
him.
over 20 years.
Yeah,
25
blah, blah.
years.
Realistically,
Damn
it's
near.
like 16 years. All right.
It came out in 99.
Yeah, but like we were kids. I wasn't gonna be able to watch that.
Well, I don't know. I'm watching it through for the second time right now. I just started season 3, Brian. I'm flying right now.
This
You're
guy's
kind of
cruising.
cooking,
Uh,
bro.
I'm flying right now. But yeah, I guess just to talk really quick, I know we're coming up on the past the 2-hour mark.
Yeah.
Really quick, just for our plans next year. Andrew, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, so next year, just real briefly,
Mike's off the pod next year.
we
Mike's
are
retired.
making a couple
Mike's
couple
retired.
staffing changes. We're going to fire Josh. This is the first he's hearing of it. The 4 of us voted.
What?
So Josh is fired. His brother's taking over actually as the host.
Yes.
He's going to be happy to hear that. No, not quite. 5 of us are going to be continuing in some form or another as we have been. We're going to try and get all 5 of us on. Some of us got busier schedules than others, so might not always be all 5 like this, but we'll have at least 2 of us in an episode coming out every Friday, like we've continued to do. What we will guarantee on top of our Friday episodes, we don't want to sign ourselves back up for 2 a week because it was hard, it was great, and we loved it. but we will guarantee at least one bonus episode per month, maybe more. We'll see.
Most likely two.
Most likely two. We're guaranteeing our Friday episodes will continue, and one bonus episode, maybe more, but we're only signing up for one to guarantee it to people. We're going to be a lot more. I think we said this last year, and it was more fall through on Josh and I, but a lot more active on YouTube. So look forward to that. We hired an editor. We were able to bring him on just under. We'll disclose. I think we're paying him just under $400,000 a year, so we're happy about that.
Maybe we'll negotiate his contract.
Yeah, we might
quarterly.
negotiate. Brian's like, wait a minute, I haven't received $1.
Quarterly checkups.
But yeah, no. So we're going to continue with our Friday episodes. At least one bonus, most likely two. So that'll be happening. Thank you for everyone that's continued to support us. We got Discord, we got YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, X now.
Sure.
OnlyFans.
Mike's putting out content for us. We appreciate
always.
it. It's helping
Always, man.
It's helping us pay that editor that fat salary, so that's great to see.
You really understand why our name is Small Guys Podcast. Just know that.
Check out Mike's
It's right there in the
OnlyFans,
name.
and you'll really get a better understanding.
Well, no,
of
it's
where-
the Small Guys OnlyFans.
It's not
It's
just
Mike.
Mike, it's all of us.
Okay, no, there's some guest appearances from you
Yeah,
guys.
there's some.
It's just me
some
and Josh
guest
on there
footage.
building Legos.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
No,
I mean,
but
we're
I
gonna
mean-
we're gonna continue doing what we're doing here, and we're gonna evolve though too. We're gonna continue to
Right.
grow and change things. The feedback we get, we love it. Even the bad feedback, it helps us change things. I mean, we've been called out like
Yeah.
we've said in the past, and
And also, on that note, user 4839, I do agree that Aiden does need to shave his mustache. That's been something that's been coming up a lot in the comments lately, so I
has.
definitely
Mike
agree with
Smurf.
That's just Christy says it's itching her, man.
Damn.
that.
go ahead,
No,
Josh.
Yeah, we hit 10K this year, which is huge. We almost did like 100 episodes alone this year. I think we're close to like 150 in total. So yeah, we're just gonna keep going. I think the next Friday episode we plan on
Big
doing
year.
is the Iron Claw, and then I think our first rewind will end up being Whiplash, which is a movie Aiden just recently watched. She really liked it a lot. I love that movie, so I was
I've
really
never
excited to
seen
do
it.
it. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I think
you're
it'll be
for a
really
treat, buddy.
cool just to
Hey.
get you guys to see it who hadn't seen it because it's a great movie. So
That's my Supergirl, Josh.
yeah, all right. Brian, anything to add?
I just want to say I love you guys. I know a lot of people that listen is friends and family, and you know us personally, so thank you for being along. I love, one of my favorite things is when we go to the bars together, and someone will be like, where's the fucking Small Guys? And then they'll come up to us with the wild movie recommendation, and we're going to start taking you guys up on that, but we have cut back on our doing our rewinds and shit, so it's a little harder now. But we do love hearing from you guys. Whenever someone comes up that we haven't talked to in a while, it's just like, you guys, like, we love listening to it. Like, that's awesome. And and to the fans that we don't know, thank you for sticking along, and I hope you guys
For real.
continue to
60 in the UK.
Yeah, the 60 in the UK.
30
Yeah.
Shout out
countries.
you
It's
guys.
crazy.
Reach out.
Yeah.
Say something.
Yeah.
Reach out to
man.
us, comment on our
Please.
YouTube. We have, I believe there's an email on the
There is.
website.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Small Guys Live.
Yeah, we have a Discord link should be in there as well. Join in there. You can chat. We have movie recommendation slots. We have TV show recommendations, all that good stuff. So
Yeah.
just hit us up on there.
Mike, you got anything to add? You want to throw in there?
We need feedback.
End of the year here.
No, man, it's just crazy to think that this is year 2 of doing this little rewind, and we're just only getting better. I just think back to that first episode we did. We all had those shitty ass mics. We were all scared as fuck, stuttering on our words, man. This this has been awesome. So I'm just grateful for you guys, grateful for everybody listening, supporting, and super excited for 2024.
If you want an entertaining episode to listen to, I would say
Oh God,
our first episode, obviously. I
I
say it
need to
every
go
t-
back personally and
our
listen to
our
that.
snack tier list, I think, is one of our better ones because we were arguing pretty good on that one. That's definitely one worth listening to. And then also I rewatched it recently, just a little bit of it. Our first in-person episode, which would have been, I think, this time last year.
Yeah.
That episode's actually kind of cringy. I
Really
think it
good,
was
actually.
It
because
was our first time in person.
it was our first time in person, and it is entertaining to watch how we
Awkward
are
everybody
friends.
is.
We're all friends and we interact with each other all the time, but I guess being on camera made us just seem a little weird. So that was
Well, and then too, we were only using one mic, so like I had to
One
hunch
mic.
over to make sure the
Yeah.
mic was picking up what I
it
was
wasn't
saying. So
it wasn't great.
we have to figure it out a better
we
way.
will eventually be moving in person a bit more with a more
Right.
organized setup and a little bit more natural, but we seem to be doing pretty awesome here remotely. It works out pretty well. But yeah, no, as
Yeah.
we come up on 2 hours here, we thought me and Josh said this is going to be a 55-minute episode.
No, we definitely appreciate everyone who listens to any episodes, whether it's non-movie related, considering our snack episode, or any movie, TV show that we've done in the past or we will do in the future. Feedback's key. Hit us up on anything. I mean, we're on any social media platform, so we appreciate you all, and we'll see you in 2024.
Yep. See you next year.
See you guys.
Bye.
Peace out, guys.
Peace.